Revs this season, and the Revs will do the same against him. Tony Pena against Ross Seaton, your pitching matchup. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, Sunday highlights the historic 7-run comeback from Monday night that set all kinds of records for the Revs. And after that, the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Stick with us on this fine radio program. This is the WOYK Revs pregame show.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop, and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Sobel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
Hey, Revs fans, seasons come and go, but French fries are forever. Bricker's famous French fries are back for their 10th season as a member of the Revs team. Come and celebrate the team's 10th anniversary with those fan-favorite fries and chicken tenders. You can find them, as always, behind center field next to the playground at Peoples Bank Park. Call 717-792-4959 or visit online at brickersfries.com. When you want French fries, nothing is better than Bricker's.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Getting pumped for another year of high school football? All this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOIK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2016 York Adams League. Or go to WOIK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
That is an interesting song title. We are back on the WOYK Revs pregame show. Revs and Bluefish set to get going here. This is the 7th of a 7-game homestand the Revs played this week. They opened it up on quite a bang, falling behind 8-1 early against New Britain on Monday night. And then, well, everything kicked in. Take a listen for yourself. Open stands firm, hands up high. The 2-0 pitch swinging all the way and driving it deep to left field. Hewitt back on it to the track and to the wall. He leaps. And did he catch it? He did not. You can turn and watch it go. Brian Pounds with a 2-run homer. The call delayed quite some bit as they had to see whether or not Hewitt made the catch, but it's gone. There's the blast. Brian Pounds with his 7th home run of the season. The Revs are now back with an 8-4 as a really lovely smoke ring comes in from the cannon. Look at that thing. 0-1 pitch grounded, pass a diving, Rosa into left base hit. Wilson getting the green light all the way. Hewitt throwing, he spikes it into the ground and it rolls all the way up the line. An RBI single for Travis Witherspoon. It's now 8-5 New Britain. The 2-2 pitch. And a ground ball through the hole, right side base hit. Witherspoon skips over it. Marquez getting the green light home. The throw coming in from Maddox is up the line. Marquez scores. Everybody takes an extra base. RBI single for Jared Mitchell. And it's now 8-6 New Britain with the tying runs in scoring position. 1-0 pitch. Double play ground ball to Wilson at short. He's got it. The throw to Perez on second for one. It comes to first in time. Side retired. Taylor made. Nate Reed's going dancing in that tonight. 6-4-3 to retire the side.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip squeezed, and Skelton couldn't hang on to the bat. Manny Corpus strikes out the side swinging in the top of the 7th. A breaking ball had him out early, and he couldn't even hang on to the bat. It ended up back by the backstop. 1-1. And a ground ball, second base. Rolling right to Perez. He's got it. Sidearms it to first. Inning over. Julio DePaula picks up right where the others left off. A 1-2-3, top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. A 7-pitch inning for DePaula. Gil Blair ready. And the pitch. Swing and a drive in left field. Hewitt back, and it's over his head. One hops the wall. Rocket in. Pound scores. Wilson's going to score. Jared Mitchell has cleared the bases. A 3-run double to deep left. And the Revs have taken a 10-8 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Can you believe it? DeMarc back to run it full. 3-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Revs fans to their feet looking for the final out. Here's the stretch and the payoff pitch. Swing of the miss. He struck him out. And the Revs, with one for the ages here tonight, have come back to win it 10-8 on a record night here at Peoples Bank Park. And Mike DeMarc ties Rami Lewis at the top of the Revs single season saves chart, his 28th.
That was just one of the 3 records set that night. The Revs are 36th comeback win. That tied the all-time team mark. They surpassed it the next day with a 4-3 win. And then a 7-run comeback ties their largest comeback by runs all season, equaling a May 25th game earlier this year when they were down 7-0 against Southern Maryland. And then, like a flash in the pan, over and over and over again, it's a big pan, come back to win 9-7. So your Sunday highlights. Quite a way to begin the homestand. We're hoping for something just as fine to end it. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the Broadway Transmission Managers Report on the WOYK Revs pregame show.
Current school not meeting your child's unique needs? Check out family-centered public cyberschooling from Commonwealth Charter Academy. CCA students attend virtual classes led by Pennsylvania certified teachers, and enrollment is open year-round with no waiting list. For open house dates in your area, visit ccaeducate.me or call toll-free 1-844-590-2864. That's 1-844-590-2864.
At Health South, rehabilitation is all we do, so it just makes sense that Health South Rehabilitation Hospital of York will help you get home sooner. Health South is the largest rehabilitation provider in the country. We provide 3 hours of therapy 5 days a week, frequent physician visits, and registered nurses 24/7. It's total team-based care that is squarely focused on your recovery. After an illness, injury, or surgery, choose Health South, providing a higher level of care to the York community for more than 30 years. HealthSouthYork.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace, last night the offense got back in gear, second half of the game, and what turned for you guys? You go the innings without scoring, and then you finish the game scoring in each of the last 4.
Well, probably the biggest hit of the game was Guzman's 2-out, 2-strike base hit into right center that drove in the first 2 runs of the game. I think that kind of took some of the tension and some of the pressure away that the guys were putting on themselves and made them relax a little bit more. And then after that, we saw a lot of balls, a lot of better at bats, and a lot of balls hit hard and put into play.
Now, you can't get into an opposing pitcher's head, but do you see that sometimes with pitchers where they, give up a frustrating hit and then they might leave one over the plate soon after that? And, Rivers got one, obviously, and didn't miss it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes pitchers lose focus. It's like you thought you were just about out of the inning and you were going to strand some guys out there, and and then you give up a base hit and then you lose focus, and next thing you know, you throw one down the middle, and to the hitter's credit, he doesn't miss it when that happens in that situation, and that's another run. And I mean, those kind of things happen in baseball. I look at the stresses that pitchers go through during the course of a game, especially starting pitchers, because they're going to be out there longer. You know, and I really thought that might have been his third stress, because we had some runners on earlier in the game and we weren't able to cash them in. So sometimes it's not guaranteed that that's going to happen, but one of the kind of baseball unwritten rules of thumb that you use is starting pitchers sometimes have a hard time getting out of a third stress. And even when you're down to one last strike or one good pitch to get out of it, sometimes they can't. And sometimes we use that philosophy. Sometimes we count base runners for starting pitchers, and usually when starting pitchers get up around that 11, 12 base runners that have been on against them to that point in the game, I mean, if you look at a 5-inning or 6-inning game and you're at 11 or 12, that's almost 2 runners an inning. So it's those numbers, they do start to add up, and they've been around for a long time. So sometimes you just kind of try to gauge that with what your eyes are showing you on how the guy's throwing the ball too. But I really think Guzzi's 2-out hit last night kind of was like letting the dam break, and finally everybody relaxed and had better at bats.
I know when you've put teams together in the off season, you've looked at the lineup and said, man, if this guy's hitting down near the bottom of the order, we're going to be pretty good. And do you feel that way with this year's team, where last night you had Pounds and Wilson 8 and 9, and they both had 3-hit games?
Yeah, that's I mean, Brian Pounds is an all-star in this league, obviously. So when you have that kind of caliber hitting down at the bottom of the lineup, I mean, I think it shows the strength of the lineup from top to bottom. And guys hit in different spots in the order based on a lot of things. Some guys are based on speed, some guys are based on power, and some guys are based on putting the ball in play. So who can bunt, who can't, who swings and misses a little bit more maybe than somebody else. And all those things come into play when you're putting your lineup together. And if you can alternate your left, rights, and all that down the lineup, that makes it a little tougher later in the game to bring in one reliever to match up with 3 guys. So when you have the opportunity to try to do that, you do that as much as you can. But that's 2 pretty quality hitters down at the bottom.
Tyrell Harris last night, that was a complete 180 for him. And what do you think watching him from the dugout?
Well, I thought he threw the ball really well. Even even in the 6th inning when he started to leave the ball up a little bit, I think that was just a matter of overthrowing it. He was still throwing in the 90s with velocity, so it wasn't like he was fatiguing out there. I know he had a lot of perspiration going on last night when he came into the dugout. And sometimes as a pitcher, it's hard when your hands are sweating and you're trying to use the rosin bag and that doesn't work. And you just have a really slick feel for the baseball, and sometimes you can't really get the command you want. But that's one of the things we battle, especially when it's extremely hot like it's been. And I thought overall he did a really good job and gave us a really good start.
And lastly, Pena today, and that's another guy that bounced back in his most recent start. What did you think was the biggest difference for him, going from a couple of rough ones to that quality outing last time?
Well, I think Tony focused a lot on keeping the ball down. I thought he did that much better. I thought he used his off speed much better the last time out than he might have the couple times before that. Sometimes with pitchers, when you get kind of mad or frustrated or whatever, sometimes it's easy just to reach back and let the ball fly. And that might be good for velocity, but that's not always good for command. And at the end of the day, this is like real estate. It's location when you pitch. And, 100 miles an hour right down the middle with the belt when you're frustrated is probably not as effective as 80 miles an hour down on the corner somewhere at the knee height. So, so you have all those kind of things. But I thought he really did a better job of staying focused and working his off speed, even if he didn't have a really good feel for it at some times, that he still worked it anyway.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Yep, thank you.
And half of you listening think your phones just went off. Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. And now, as they're airing the pregame video, let us pause 10 seconds at the 1 o'clock hour for station identification on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
First in York, First in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
As we're a couple minutes from start time, let's plow through the visiting portion of the starting lineups brought to you by Flying Feet. Luis Hernandez leading off at short for the Bluefish. Andy Chavez DHing on the Sunday afternoon. He's batting second. Jose Cuevas at third base. Sean Burrows at first. Wellington Dotel back in the lineup after leaving early with injury last night. He's batting fifth in right field. Jonathan Galvez in left. Luis Nunez at second base. Anthony Giansanti in center field. And Alex Marquez, cut by the Revs yesterday and signed by the Bluefish, will get his second consecutive start in a Bridgeport uniform. He'll bat ninth and catch for Ross Seaton. Now the Revs have taken the field. Tony Pena and the rest of his crew, along with the team from the York Rescue Mission, your Field of Dreams team, joining them for the national anthem, which will be sung by Madison Maloney. Now let's turn it over to the public address for Madison Maloney.
At this time, would you now all please rise, remove all cover, and help us welcome Madison Maloney for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yes, it does. Our national anthem, Madison Maloney with that rendition of it. Now the Revs starting lineup. Travis Witherspoon in center field, Jared Mitchell in right, Joel Guzman DHing, Kevin Rivers at first base, Andres Perez second base today. Michael Rocket back in after missing just one day after taking a pitch off of the side of the cheek. Apparently it was off a metal plate that he's got in his cheek, so he's all right. He's in left field today and batting sixth. Brian Pounds at third, Josh Wilson at short. Those two guys had big days in the 8 and 9 holes yesterday. And Brian Erie doing the catching for Tony Pena. 6 and 7, a 5.36 ERA. Quality start his last time out, fourth of the season. And he will try and keep things rolling as the Revs go for a series win over the Bluefish. For Tony, that win was long needed. He got off the schneid after losing 7 consecutive decisions. This is a man who has faced 2 entirely different seasons to start things off. 5-0 starting out, then 5-7, now 6-7. He'll make his 4th start against the Bluefish tonight. And the Revs trying to win their home series against the Bluefish. They swept them in a 4-game series at the beginning of May, dropped 2 of 3 in the middle of June, now have a chance to take 2 of 3 here in mid-August. The Revs owned the Bluefish earlier this season, winning their first 6 decisions against them, but they have lost 6 of 9, trying to quell that cold spell against the Fish. And with one more win, the Revs would have 104 wins against Bridgeport all time, most against any one team. They've got 103 against the Bluefish and 103 against Lancaster, who they will see next week. And now as Luis Hernandez walks through the heat and into the box, we turn it over for the Dasher Investment Services first pitch to the 10-year voice of the York Revolution. Here's Darrell Henry.
All right, Will, thanks a lot. It is a cloudy day, some brightness forcing through as Pena was warming up and during the anthem, but Cloud cover taking over again, which might save us from a bit of the heat. Pena will work from the stretch. And our Dasher Investment Services first pitch here this afternoon on the way and right down the middle for ball one. Underway at 1:08 here this afternoon. The board says 95. Our weather app says 90 with a heat index of 99. 1-0 pitch. He swings and misses. Hernandez, a .292 hitter coming in. And at shortstop again today. Second in the league in total hits with 123. Pena kicks, fires, and just missed. Down and away. Joe Del Balso, our plate ump today. Buzz Albert at first base. We have a pipeline from Rio, apparently. And Drew Hoagland at third. The 2-1, and a foul back. Bang, upstairs, 2-2. Bluefish in their road grays, the Revs in the alternate whites, which are like the huge now. Football style with the shoulder piping, cursive Revs across the front, a great look.
The alternate is now the regular, it would seem.
Another 2-2, and another foul back into the netting. Looks like on the weather app that I use, we have the chance of severe storms at about 4 o'clock, so hopefully we get this one in without issue. Revs are 10-2-2 in home series. Pena the pitch, and a swing and a foul back. 10 wins, only 2 losses in 14 home series, 2 splits.
One of those was against the Bluefish. That was the middle of June. The other one, early June, they lost 2 of 3 against Lancaster.
The only hiccup en route to the first half crown, perhaps, was dropping 2 of 3 at home when the Bluefish were starting to hit their stride. Pitch here is pulled on the ground to first. It stays low, but Rivers will glove it and feed it to Pena at the bag. Now Hernandez put up a battle, but Pena wins it with the ground out, and that's how our game begins. Pena the win in his last start. As Will mentioned, it was a long time coming. He started the year 5-0, and then 7 straight defeats, even though a couple of those games he had pitched very well. Here's Endy Chavez. One of those losses at Bridgeport on the 4th of July, 7 innings, 3 runs, but only 1 earned, and suffered the loss. Pitch to Chavez is over for a strike. He's DHing today. That has been very hot. 485 his last 9. The 19-year pro hitting .337 overall. He's been in the big leagues for 13 years. Pena the pitch, and a swing and a fly ball hit pretty well in right. Mitchell turns, heading back toward Cannonball, and it's off the wall and in play. He'll knock down the carom with his body, keeps it nearby to throw in, and Chavez will stop at second with a double off the padding of the Yorktown Hotel sign in front of Cannonball in right. And Chavez, who's got 2 home runs this year, one of those was here in York. He almost hit another one.
As a younger man, he might have been able to round second and break for third, but 38-year-old legs, DHing today, decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a Sunday stroll and take 2 bases.
Now he's at second with the 1-out double. Jose Cuevas, the hitter, is playing at third base today. Pena the stretch. First offering is up and in. Josh Vitters had played most of their third base earlier in the year, but he's been making his way back from a shoulder injury. Cuevas has been there all weekend and has taken over those duties. There's a fastball in tight. As the sun brightens again here, Cuevas hitting at .281, 9 home runs, 54 knocked in. He's driven in 54, and he's scored 60, which is 3rd in the league. And he's been a middle-of-the-order hitter throughout the year. Pretty impressive runs scored total. The 2-0, and it missed the corner away. A 3-0 count. He's 3 for 10 in this series with a double. Pena against Bridgeport, 1-2 with a 3.70 ERA and 3 starts. Also a 2-inning save in relief early in the year against them. And he misses inside and will end up issuing the walk. A 4-pitch walk to Cuevas. And it'll be first and second for Sean Burrows. Last time out, Pena 6 innings, 3 runs in the win against New Britain. Revs were trailing, but took the lead in the bottom of the 6th right after he had thrown his last pitch, what would be his last pitch, and they would win it 4-3. Here's Burrows, who's hitting at .290 for the year, .325 in 11 games with Bridgeport, including his first home run of the year here on Friday night. Big left-hand hitter, swings first pitch and fouls it away, left field side. He's got the back pocket completely out.
Sloppy.
What's that? Is that the B again?
Yeah. One of them.
Let's get our home Paramount pest control swatter ready. Pitch to Burrows, grounded to second. Right there's Dre, shovels to Wilson, plenty of time. 4-6-3 double play. Burrows was out by 20 feet, and Angelis Nina, coaching at first, playfully signaled safe. It's a double play to end the first inning for Pena. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. At the end of a half, it's the Bluefish nothing, and the Revs coming up.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, September 2nd with a bobblehead giveaway of York's favorite mascot, Downtown. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
No score. Revs come to bat against righty Ross Seaton, who we see for the first time. 6'4" right-hander has made 2 starts for Bridgeport. No wins, 1 loss. 9 2/3 innings, 6 runs coming in, 6 walks, only 2 Ks, 10 hits. Former 3rd-round pick of the Astros. He is a Sugar Land native. And Travis Witherspoon will lead things off. Seaton had made it as high as AAA. It's his 3rd Atlantic League start. And the first pitch to Witherspoon in the dirt and bounces away.
Kind of an unusual wind-up for him.
He almost does what, what was his name? The guy from Lancaster.
I know who you're talking about.
It's the 1-0, and it sinks over at the knees for a strike. He did the toe tap like 3 times, dancing before the windup. Seaton does it like once.
Joey Marr?
Yep. It's the 1-1. And a bouncer off the plate toward 3rd. Cuevas was in. He'll charge in and on the run throws to 1st to get Witherspoon.
He's got sort of a catapult motion with his arm too, but it's a shorter catapult. Like he's trying to fling some dough at you in a very strange kitchen food fight.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but
I don't think anyone has.
Yeah, very short arm action. Almost looks like a catcher taking it back toward his ear. Here's Jared Mitchell. And the first pitch is over for a strike. A little bit bigger swing than a catcher, but he doesn't extend down all the way. He keeps the elbow bent, it looks like. The wind and the 0-1. Swinging a foul back. He got in on Mitchell's hands.
Well, whatever he calls it, it's worked well to him in his career. All the way up to AAA in the Houston system. Also pitched a couple of games last year in Detroit's AAA system at Toledo.
It's probably with Josh Wilson there.
Yeah.
It's the 0-2. Swinging a towering fly ball toward the corner and right. And this will come down foul in the picnic area, the steps right against the fencing that overlooks the York bullpen.
Seton, a former third-round pick of the Astros back in 2008. They didn't have to travel very far to see him. He graduated from Second Baptist High School in Houston. Same high school as Aaron Thompson, the Sugar Land pitcher.
He's such a hotbed of talent in that area. A wind in the pitch, swing and a miss, a slider down, and he's got a strikeout after the ground out. Now Simone Manuel's from Sugar Land.
Oh yeah.
Not just baseball players.
There you go. Well, that can explain why she's so effective there. The air is so much thicker down there that you get anywhere else and you can move that much faster. Kind of like the people who go to run in Denver.
Yeah.
Or wear those Bane masks that simulate Denver.
Yeah, our weather here this weekend has felt like Texas. Here's Joel, who swings and misses, looking to attack the first one.
One of our camera people I ran into yesterday down on the field, he said that he had relatives in town from Florida, and they said it's worse up here than it was when they left Florida.
There's the 0-1. Oh, look out. That's in near the shoulder. Well, on my app, I have no idea why, but one of the cities that it is loaded, I think from the default, was Atlanta, and it's hotter here today than it is there.
Does that make us the new hot Atlanta?
By about 5 degrees today. Here's a half swing, and Guzman pops a foul off to the first base side. His RBI total of 74 leads the league by 4 entering today. Josh Bell drove in 4 for Lancaster last night.
He's not wearing sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, he looks naked without them.
Seriously.
1-2, and it missed the corner away. Good eye from Joel.
I think aside from his picture on the video board, this is the first time I've ever seen him in game action without some sort of eyewear. Of course, that could be entirely wrong.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a dribbler to shortstop. Hernandez, a little juggle, but stays with it. He'll have time and makes the strong throw to first. 1-2-3 first inning for Ross Seton. And we have no score as we head to the second.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious delicacies back to Peoples Bank Park for the second straight year. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near Arch Street Eats as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Facial Contest during all York Revolution home games. They offer event catering as well. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
No score at the end of an inning here this afternoon. Revs trying to pick up a 5th win on this 7-game homestand. And Wellington Dotel will lead off the inning. Dotel hitting at .315, 4 home runs for Bridgeport. Began the year in Mexico. And he exited last night's game. There was a ball in near his hands that hit him. He stayed in for another at-bat, but eventually came out in the 6th. Starting today, though, Pena the pitch, and he commands the inside corner, has himself a strike.
I think that actually came during his at-bat in the 6th inning. It hit him on the hand, but he swung at the pitch.
Oh, that's right.
And later in the at-bat, grounded into a double play.
There's the 0-1, and it cuts outside. Dotel, no batting gloves. Although those wouldn't serve as much protection anyway. There's the 1-1, and that misses upstairs. Revs come in today 61-44, a game and a half in front of Long Island for the best record in the league. And they're tied for the best in team history to this point. Pitch to Dotel is grounded to short. Wilson a step right, he's right in front of it. Quick release and flies it on over to first for the out.
One fluid motion over at short.
Revs tied with the 2011 club for best record through 105 games, and 1 game ahead of the 2014 team for that mark as well. Both of those teams won game number 106, so Revs will need to win today to keep pace. Here's Jonathan Galvez. He swings and fouls the first one back. Galvez hitting .305, 7 homers, 2 of those against York. Revs will make one more visit to Bridgeport, August 29th through September 1st for 4, and then that's it for the regular season. Here's a grounder off the end of the bat. Pounds charging, and it came up off the heel of his glove. It knocks it down and won't have a play. It'll be an error on Pounds. Galvez hit it with a thud off the end of the bat, but Pounds charging, ended up with the in-between hop and unable to handle it. Now a 1-out base runner for Luis Nunez. Revs tied for 5th in the league in team defense entering play today, so right in the middle of the pack. Nunez at .229 as the right-handed hitting middle infielder digs in, starting at second base. Pena the pitch, and he bluffs a bunt, takes a strike. Shortened a little bit, but never did attempt a bunt. Sun now brightly shining through the cloud blanket. That's right. Here's the stretch. Pena the 0-1, look out, fastball in near his hip. Count even at 1-1. Pena grabbing the rosin bag, brushing it off his pant leg, and Mace indicating that that was as well as Tyrell pitched last night. That's something that he had to deal with, was the heat and sweating. 1-1, swinging a pop fly toward the line in shallow right. Mitchell coming in now over toward the line, and just inside of it, he'll catch it. A fly ball to right, 2 down. You wouldn't know it the way Harris pitched last night, but he was fighting the grip a little bit at times.
Well, his body on the outside may have been hot, but he was cool on the inside. Those 5 shutout innings to begin. Benning allowing the 1 run in the 6th inning, but limiting it to just that. One of his best outings of the year.
Now runner at first with 2 outs for Anthony Giansanti. His first start of the series, and Pena missing a little low. Came in late in the game last night, or later in the game. Hitting at .240, 6 home runs, 30 driven in. No score, 2nd inning. Pena the stretch. And the 1-0. Swinging a soft liner over 3rd. That'll drop into left for a hit. And up to 2nd goes Galvez, the Bluefish, with 2 on and 2 out. And if nothing else, they'll turn the lineup over. Pena will now have to face his former teammate, Alex Marquez, who's been named the K-Man today.
Well, Marquez got the start in the near 100-degree heat last night. A little surprised to see him getting the go on another hot day. Of course, Jose Heel, their regular catcher, banged up a little bit, and apparently Luis Rodriguez doesn't quite have the confidence in Connor David to send him out.
Marquez 1 for 4 in his Bluefish debut yesterday. First pitch, he breaks his bat, dribbles it softly to 3rd, pounds his up, gloves it on the grass edge, and throws to 1st to end the inning. Oh, 1 pitch out to finish it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, no score.
Cheerleading takes on many different forms across many different age groups. In other words,
this is not your mother's cheerleading squad.
Flying feet. Today, cheering means youth pep squads, high school and college sideline squads, competition stunting squads, gymnastic tumbling squads, and every type of squad calls for different types of equipment. But no matter what they're cheering for, Flying Feet Sports Shoes has it. Flying Feet has been outfitting cheerleading programs throughout Central PA and Northern Maryland since 1982. They specialize in cheerleading shoes from Asics, Infinity, Kappa, and more, including a large inventory of cheer briefs and boycott shorts, bodysuits, and crop tops in all the right colors. Socks, warm-ups, carry bags, rain jackets, megaphones, pom-poms. Flying Feet has them all with prices that meet or beat internet suppliers. And because they're in stock, you can try them on.
Try doing that with your mouse.
Individuals, small squads, entire teams, no matter what you're cheering for, Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, a half-mile west of exit 18 off I-83.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
No score, bottom of the 2nd. Ross Seaton, a 1-2-3 first. That'll be Rivers, Perez, and Rocket for the Revs here. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest today. Sherry Nicole is our contestant. Sherry, good luck to you. If the Revs hit a home run, you win that prize pack. Kevin Rivers, who hit one of their 2 last night, leading things off. This is 2nd with York. 3rd of the year, hitting at 285 with the Revs overall. First pitch of the inning, missed the corner away. And that made it 4-0 in the 5th, right after the 2-run bloop hit by Guzman. Albaladeo made a mistake. Rivers launched it. And here's a 2-seamer that catches the outside black, a called strike. 1-1 to Rivers. Began the year with the other Connecticut team, New Britain, right near his hometown of Bristol. Pitch is swung on, bounced to first, then gobbled up by Burrows. As it grounded to him softly, he'll step on the bag for the out. There's Seaton's retired his first 4 of the day, 3 on groundouts. And Andres Perez to the plate. Perez played for the Bluefish in 2011. He was kind of a part-time guy for Willie Upshaw. Played in fewer than 100 games that year. But the Revs, Etch, Polo, and Mace put on their scouting hats when they saw him, and they identified an incredible talent and were able to acquire him for the next season as he takes the first pitch strike.
The rest, as they say, is history. Emphasis on his, because the record book is his.
There's the wind from Seaton, the 0-1. Man, that's taken low. And the big thing, obviously, to make him a complete player was to work on his defense, and he spent countless hours after BP taking ground balls to become a complete player. Liu Rodriguez worked with him so much. Pitch here is over for a strike, 1-2. Liu was a player coach here in York that first year that Dre was here. Liu now coaching in the Brewers system. It's a good calling for him. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Seaton got him to chase in the dirt outside. Marquez will lob it down to first for the out. They're 2 away. And Michael Rocket makes his return to the lineup today. He could have played yesterday from what we were told. And he dodged a bullet on Friday night.
Well, actually, that's the whole reason why he left. He didn't really dodge anything. Well, hit by a pitch. Sorry, that I should have let you finish the sentence, and it would have rolled better.
It's all good. Seaton the windup. And the first pitch to Rocket is foul tipped at the plate. He's still at 300, tied for 8th in the league in hitting, entering play today. He said that the nose was a bit swollen and crooked, but he thought that was from the swelling as he swings here and fouls one back. Everything seemed to stay intact, and he's as tough as they come. Some guys might be in there a little bit gun shy, but he's in there swinging. Digs in like normal, the 0-2, and a swing and a miss. A fastball up from Seaton got him. There's Seaton, an impressive start today. 6 up, 6 down, his 3rd strikeout. And we head to the 3rd inning, no score.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community.
And hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at People's Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross' sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-through, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at People's Bank Park.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the third, no score here this afternoon. The Luis Hernandez at the top of the order for Bridgeport to start the inning. The Revs the win last night, leapfrogging Sugarland for first in the second half by half a game. 21-14 in the half, 61-44 overall. Hernandez a ground out to first to start the day. First pitch this time around is right over the plate for ball one.
Same way that Hernandez was started out his first time.
Seriously, what was wrong with that? I guess it was low. Erie, the signs for Pena. The 1-0 and a slider, and it's called high. 2 balls and no strikes. Pena's stranded 3 the first 2 innings. 2-0 pitch, and that's right down the middle, a strike called. Revs will be at Somerset for 4 beginning tomorrow, and then at Lancaster next weekend before returning home. Tuesday is a morning game at Somerset, don't forget. The 2-1, and a 2-seamer over the plate for a strike. 2-2. That would have conflicted with the U.S. women's soccer game Tuesday, but now there is none.
I had just forgotten about that, Daryl. Gosh.
2-2. And a swing and a pop fly toward the line in left. Rocket charging over, and he'll get there before it comes down and squeezes it. 1 away. Yeah, sorry. Bringing up bad memories. 1 down, and Andy Chavez to the plate.
What was that?
What did we say that was?
Was that Bear Grylls using a turtle as a trophy?
Maybe. Caught the turtle with his bare hands on the video board clip. Here's Andy Chavez, who doubled off the wall and right the first time, and he shows a bunt, lets a strike come by. 0-1 the count. 2 big league vets who no doubt have squared off at that level. Pena was with the Diamondbacks and White Sox. He fires, and a fastball in for a called strike. 0-2 to Chavez. He's got the DH assignment today. Give his legs a day off from the field. Pena the 0-2, and a bouncer over his glove. Wilson, though, cuts it off beautifully, fires on the run to first to get him. Josh Wilson gloved it directly behind second, and going hard to his left, he released that ball almost at a second base position, with his momentum taking him clear across to the other side of the infield. So 2 down here in the top of the third. Such quick reflexes and a quick first step when that ball left the bat. And here's Jose Cuevas. No score here in the third. Cuevas walked in the first. Pena the pitch, it missed outside. Pena in 2009 was traded from the Diamondbacks to the White Sox for Brandon Allen. And unfortunately, some injuries would pop up during his time in Chicago as he misses high. 2-0. He's one of the top relievers in Diamondbacks history. 06, 07, 08, 09. And then with the White Sox for parts of 3 years. There's the 2-0. And that's over the outer half. A called strike. Sun shining brightly again.
Still owns the Diamondbacks' all-time record for holds. Unofficial stat, but official to us, 63 of them.
Alrighty, here's the 2-1, and that misses down and in. Pena first signed with the Diamondbacks in 2002, native of San Pedro de Macorís, Dominican Republic. was 20 when he signed with them. 3-1, and that's over for a strike. Count goes full.
It's pretty old for someone coming out of the Dominican Republic. They usually sign the day they turn 16.
Yeah.
Wellington Dotel, who's currently in the hole, was another one. He signed with the Mariners organization when he was 18 years old.
Payoff pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, hit deep in left center. Witherspoon cruising over, and he's going to have just enough room. A step in front of the White Rose Credit Union sign, right in the middle of the gap in left center. And Cuevas kept in the park. He flies out to end the inning. Pena's first 1, 2, 3 of the day. We go to the bottom of the third, still no score.
Take it from me, guys. You want to make life happier? Your wife wants a nicer lawn. The kind of lawn you see on Home and Gardens and Martha Stewart. Here's a hint. You're not alone. Call your pals at Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They've got a way with lush lawns that the ladies like. And as you know, happy wifey, happy hubby. Winky face. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. World-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Need a quick oil change? Get spoiled at the Lube Center, home of the drive-thru oil change, and now the Oil Cam, where you can watch us work from the driver's seat of your car. The Lube Center specializes in fast oil changes, preventative maintenance, and PA state inspections. Their personable staff will make you feel right at home 7 days a week. With 2 convenient locations, York in the Two Guys Shopping Center and Shrewsbury across from Home Depot. More than ever, it's easy to get spoiled at the Lube Center. Visit thelubecenter.com for more information. The Lube Center. Get spoiled.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOIK1350.com.
No score. We go to the bottom half of the third. Ross Seaton, in his third start with Bridgeport's, retired the first 6 that he's faced. Brian Pounds will lead things off. Last night clubbed his 8th home run of the year, part of a 3-hit performance. Followed by Wilson and Erie here this inning. Pounds 3 for 4 and scored 3 last night. First pitch from Seaton is over for a strike. And the 8 and 9 hitters combining to go 6 for 8 in that win. The kick and the pitch, and he shoots a sharp foul into the York bullpen seating right at the bottom of Manny Corpus's chair. Perdomo and Arredondo hopped up and went running for cover. 0-2 on Pounds. Seaton 6'4", he's got a big leg kick. Fires home, and a swing and a pop foul, backing out of play. His glove arm is kind of sideways toward third, right across his face. He hides the ball well, kind of hides himself well as he breaks the hands and strides home. Pitch to Pounds is in the dirt outside and blocked by Marquez. If anything, he's kind of pointed in the direction of a right-hand hitter when he makes his stride to the plate. Seems like he's a little tough to pick up. The wind and the 1-2, and it misses down low. Seen a lot of 2-seamers from him early, and he's got 3 strikeouts and 3 groundouts to go with it. Last pitch, a cutter or a slider. The 2-2, and a swing and a pop foul, and out of play, first base side. Bounces in between some seats and caroms right up into the upper tank So somebody in the suite level ends up with that souvenir. Crowd reacting to the poor effort on the lower level to try to catch it.
They try to Olay it?
Yes. Very much so. Seton steps back, deals, and a slider down and away, missed. 3-2. The Pounds having a good at-bat to begin the inning. Scoreless game. On the wind, the 3-2. And a grounder near the line. Oh, it hit the bag and ricochets down the line in left. And Pounds around first and digging his way into second, standing with a leadoff double. He grounded it on the line and it hit the bag and shot up over Cuevas, who was about to make a backhanded effort. Now Pounds another hit, and it goes for extra bases. Josh Wilson coming up will try to advance him.
Perhaps the start of something big for Pounds after 3 hits yesterday. Baseball god smiling on him that time with a ricochet off of third base. He might go into a hot streak based on that.
Here's Wilson, who, after Pounds in the order yesterday, had 3 hits of his own, couple doubles. First pitch slider, wrinkled but stayed high. Hitting at 245 now is Wilson. Drove in a run, scored 2 of his own last night, also had a steal. There's the stretch and the 1-0. Swing and he fouls it off. Another one into that suite on the first base side off their window. This one sent up there and stays up there. They had just gotten the one off the bounce on the previous at bat. Collecting foul balls up there like Michael Phelps gold medals today.
They're about 21 short.
Well, we're early. Here's the stretch. And Seton with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball in.
For some intern at Sports Center was just itching for Phelps to get one more gold medal, because within minutes of that they tweeted a picture of him with his gold medal and Michael Jordan saying, "Two legends named Michael wearing number 23. Smooth.
Seton ready. 1-2, and a swing and a foul back off the top right corner of the net. So you don't think it happened, and then they whipped it together, and that quickly? You think they were sitting on that, hoping for it to happen?
How many times today does Sports Center mention Michael Jordan even when he has nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
Oh, they had it ready.
Yeah, no doubt. Seton the stretch. Another 1-2. And a grounder off the pitcher. Pounds went halfway and stopped. Seton recovers and throws to first. And a good read from Pounds as Seton knocked it down directly in front of himself. It did not get far away. Seton motioning that it hit his right thigh. As Burrows, the first baseman, checks on him, Seton motions into his dugout with a thumbs up to say he's fine. Knocked down the sharp comebacker and records the out. One away, and Pounds still at second base. Here is Brian Erie looking for his first Revs hit. And in all likelihood now with one out, it'll take a hit to get Pounds home. No score here in the bottom of the third. Erie playing in his third game with the Revs. Here's the stretch from Seton. And a fake pickoff as he spun and faked the throw. Nunez from second was creeping close. It got Pounds to dive. Erie climbs back in. Nice relaxed batting stance. The hands up near his right shoulder. waggling the bat. First pitch, he watches it. It's over for a strike. Done an outstanding job catching his first 2 full games behind the dish. Now looking for his first hit with York. Louisville, Kentucky native, went to Northern Kentucky. Here's the stretch. Seaton checks back, deals, and it missed away. He's a career .266 hitter. American Association, Frontier League. Spent the last 2 years with the Kansas City T-Bones in the American Association.
That's on the Kansas side of the city, if I remember that correctly.
Yes. The pitch is down and away. 2-1. So the city is in 2 different states? Is that correct?
Pretty sure.
So it's the same city, but different state.
If I have my geography right. Of course, I never took geography, so.
Well, you're still young. You could go back just for that.
Oh, no.
Seaton checks, and the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball at first, right to Burrows, though. He'll take it to the bag. Pounds will go to third with 2 outs. Nunez was toward the middle, so there was a big hole on the right side of the infield, but Erie hit it sharply just right at the first baseman. And Travis Witherspoon will try to bring Pounds home with 2 outs.
Here it is, the Kansas City metro area. It encompasses both of the states. So Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, and then also Independence, Missouri, and Overland Park, Kansas.
Huh. Lot going on there.
Whole lot.
It was Witherspoon who grounded to third his first at bat. No score. Spooney trying to change that. First pitch, a fastball, and it's a strike. Marquez had to reach for it, but it had the plate.
Kansas City, Kansas, the home of one of the United States soccer team's national training centers.
Stretch, here's the 0-1, and it slides down and away. That's a part of the Olympics that I wish we could see, is the training that leads up to it. I'm so curious what the days are like. I know it's an incredible grind that few can even imagine. The 1-1. Curveball bounced to shortstop, stays low. Hernandez stays with it, fires to first, and that'll end the inning. So Seaton works around the leadoff double, allows his first and so far only base runner, but strands Pounds at third. And we go to the 4th. Will DeBoer with the call. Revs and Bluefish are scoreless.
Current school not meeting your child's unique needs? Check out family-centered public cyberschooling from Commonwealth Charter Academy. CCA students attend virtual classes led by Pennsylvania certified teachers, and enrollment is open year-round with no waiting list. For open house dates in your area, visit ccaeducate.me or call toll-free 1-844-590-2864. That's 1-844-590-2864.
Let's welcome back the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania. So, Gus, if you were a superhero, what would your name be and what power would you have?
Well, I'm a groundhog, so I'd like to fly. And I'd be Wonder Gus.
Much like Wonder Bucks, the new instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery with top prizes of $300 grand.
Now that's a super prize.
Until next time, folks.
Keep on scratching.
The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Eric Hosmer's got nothing on this. Mad Dash Grilled Cheese is comfort food at its finest. Mad Dash is Central PA's favorite artisan grilled cheese truck, bringing you creative concoctions with the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Available for food truck festivals, weddings, corporate, and private caterings. Find Mad Dash this year along the third base line at Peoples Bank Park for all York Revolution home games. Call 717-574-5168 or visit online at mad-grilledcheese.com. Mad Dash Artisan Grilled Cheese. Welcome home.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the fourth from Peoples Bank Park. No score. Tony Pena and Ross Seaton each dueling in another pitcher's duel. We had Albadeo and Harris yesterday. It appears to be Pena and Seaton today. As Sean Burrows steps into the box, I am joined by a special guest in the booth for this top of the fourth inning. Man who needs little introduction. We'll give him some. This is the York Revolution president, Eric Menzer.
Hey, how you doing? Well, I am beside myself at this very moment.
I'm beside you too.
Well, right, but I'm beside myself because I'm in the seat of the legendary Darrell Henry. I normally sit where you sit when
That's
I come
right.
On. This is a special day for me.
Do you feel power pulsating through every vein?
I feel something pulsing through my veins. I'm not sure it's power.
Might be some of that pork from earlier today. Sean Burrows takes a slider on the outside corner, 0-1.
It could be some of the legendary Darrell Henry charisma.
Maybe
I think that's what it is. There's charisma flowing from this well-worn desk chair. It also swivels back and forth. See, I'm used to having the fixed seat on your side here.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Burrows takes outside for ball one. Sean bounced into that 4-6-3 double play to end the first inning. Well, Eric, another fine homestand just about in the books, and we listened to the highlights earlier in the pregame show from Monday night's big win as Pena comes back with a 1-1 swung on and missed for strike two. Part of the highlight of that game was the crowd that we drew in for that, 6,700 plus on to see one of the top games of the year.
That's right, and it looked early, of course, like we were going to send them home disappointed, and you're always disappointed when you have a big crowd and the team doesn't perform, and through about 4 innings it felt that way, but boy, was that a turnaround.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's lined through the whole left side base hit. A leadoff single for Sean Burrows. And the Bluefish have the leadoff man on for the first time this afternoon. That'll bring Wellington Dotel to the plate. Well, for this team at least, Eric, being down 8-1 seems to be nothing doing.
Right where we want them, as they say.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, obviously a wonderful year. You've picked a good year to come be an intern, Will, from a play-by-play and a radio and a team performance standpoint. It's certainly more fun to follow along and spend your summer with this team than it is in some of the other alternatives, as they say.
Well, I certainly can attest to that as Wellington Dotel takes the first pitch, shows bunt, taps it right back to the mound. Tony Pena looks to second. His only play will be at first base for the out. Dotel out on a 1-3 sacrifice bunt. Burrows moves up to second, and that's one away here in the top of the fourth inning with no score.
Yeah, this will be the summer of the water bath for you, right, Will?
Yes, this, I will say, on days like this, it's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to all the post-game interviews. I can almost put down that of half of the 38 wins the Revs have gotten at home, almost half of them, I think I've come up in some sort of precipitation after the ball game. Jonathan Galvez watches a slider across for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Galvez reached on error back in the second inning.
Well, Will, you mentioned the big crowd on Monday night. Another great crowd on Friday night with the United Way and the Jeff Koons bobblehead. We've had some great crowds so far this year.
The 0-1 pitch, that one is blooped into center. That'll drop for a base hit. Rodriguez giving the green light to Burrows. Witherspoon coming up. He rifles home. It is over the cutoff man, but just behind the runner. Galvez drives in Sean Burrows. RBI single for him as Witherspoon's throw is just short of getting Burrows. And the Bluefish have broken it open here in the top of the fourth inning. It is 1-0 Bridgeport.
So as I mentioned, I wanted to talk for a minute about 5 particular nights we have coming up in the relatively near future here that fans might want to check out and be one of those great Peoples Bank Park crowds. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll let this at bat get started.
Okay. You've obviously done this before.
I have done this before.
Luis Nunez flew out to right field his first time up. He bats with Galvez on first and 1 down. Pena trying to shake off the single. And there goes the runner from first. The throw coming down from Erie is on the money, but just to the shortstop side of the bag, and Perez's tag
is not in time. Jonathan Galvez steals second base. First stolen base of the series for the Bluefish.
That throw on the other side of the bag probably gets him. It was that close. Just Andres having to pull the glove across the bag there gave him just enough time to get in. Not a bad throw, just not a perfect throw.
Velocity was there. It just veered to the wrong direction. Yes, and for the Revs, their next home series will be in a couple of weeks when Sugar Land comes to town next Tuesday, as Nunez swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike one.
And, of course, Sugar Land, what do we have, a half-game lead starting play today for Sugar Land? So I'm talking to Mark Mason. He really wants to win this second half as well. You know, one way to look at it when you won the first half is we're sort of playing with house money. But I can guarantee everybody listening, having talked to Mark, he is very, very much interested in winning both halves. And the team is playing that way lately. They're playing with some real competitive fire. You can see that they want to win, playing hard, coming back, and it's a real thing of beauty. And so those 3 games here with Sugar Land in could be very important.
1-1 from Pena. This one looped foul and out of play off of the top of the net on the first base side, and it's 1-2.
And of course, even if we do win the second half, it wouldn't shock me if we end up anyway reprising the Sugar Land playoff series from 2 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Which featured that, to me, the most memorable game in stadium history, the famous hop seen around the world from Sean Smith on that Friday night playoff game.
Pena ready on the rubber. He looks back at second to Galvez. The kick and the 1-2 pitch. This one driven deep to left field. Rocket going back on it to the track, back at the wall. It's off the arch nemesis, halfway up, takes a big bounce, and Rocket has to scamper after it. In to score is Galvez, and on at second with a double and a run batted in is Luis Nunez. It is now 2-0 Bridgeport in the top of the 4th inning.
All right, we're edging closer to being right where we want to be. Down
Absolutely.
3 or 4 so we can come roaring back.
We've seen Wes.
It is. I will say it has to be nice to be out on that mound. I mean, you don't want this to happen if you're Pena, of course. You want it every time out there. You want to pitch a shutout, but it has to make you feel better about your circumstances when you see your club night after night after night after night come back and put up big innings, big games, plenty of runs. You know you can just kind of relax and say, all right, let's get out of this inning and move on.
Means that you got a lot more breathing room than you do if it's the other way around, as Anthony Giansante lines one into center field. Charging for his Witherspoon to his shoelaces. He slides and he makes the catch.
Nicely done.
Travis Witherspoon covering all that ground. Thought they were going to call it a trap potentially. It could have gone either way, but Witherspoon with the catch, and that's 2 away.
Is that Buzz at first base today?
Buzz Albert.
Well, Buzz was hustling there. You got to give him credit. He was well out with a good angle on Witherspoon coming in on that ball and made the call decisively that it was a catch. So this is interesting that Darryl has this little fan that blows on his legs. I'll have to have a conversation with him about that.
Yeah, he and his legs do the hogging of the fan. Here is Alex Marquez, the K-man today, and the first pitch from Pena comes inside, and that clips his jersey.
Wow.
Off of maybe a button around the belly.
Yeah. Marquez didn't seem to think so. Well, there was no argument from Pena or from Erie, so I suppose we'll consider it the correct call.
Suppose so. That sets up a force at first, second, and third, and Luis Hernandez will be up.
Okay, so with all my banter, Will, I haven't even begun to do what I hopped on to do here, which was to talk to our fans about those 5 big nights. Let's start with that next very brief little 3-game homestand. We really only have 3 games in about the next 15 to 18 days here. But Thursday night of that homestand, which is August 25th, is one of our traditionally most popular giveaways of the year, and that would be the trucker hat giveaway. Presented by Southern York Turf and Tractor. So that trucker hat is always a popular one, so hop on there on YorkRevolution.com, get your tickets for the 25th for the trucker hat.
Pena's first pitch to Hernandez is golf foul and out of play, deflecting off of the windows of the third base luxury suites, and the count 0-1.
Of course, that trucker hat would be perfect with the mesh back for a day like this, where it's a little toasty. Doesn't feel quite as hot today as yesterday. There's a little breeze. That flag is blowing out to right. Pretty sprightly out there, wouldn't you say?
Sprightly, good word.
Yeah.
Got some cloud cover today, too.
That's right.
providing a bit of a shade. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Cut fastball at 88. And Pena's ahead in the count. 0-2 on Hernandez.
So again, the 25th with the trucker hat, and then we come back after a week to start a homestand with a big Labor Day weekend here.
Pena, the rack and the roll with the 0-2. A fastball, left it just outside for ball 1.
So Labor Day weekend, of course, starts with Friday night, September 2nd. Another in our Celebrate York series presented by Memorial Hospital. How could you celebrate York without celebrating the greatest mascot in all of baseball downtown?
The 1-2 pitch. This one lined to left. It drops for a base hit. Rodriguez giving a green light to Nunez. Rockets throw coming into the plate. It's in time by about a country mile. Michael Rocket, a strike to Erie, who applies the tag to Nunez, and that will retire the side. Tony Pena giving up a couple of runs, but gets out of it for the most part. Eric, will you stick around for the next half inning?
I will. We have a weekend to talk about.
All right. Well, for the Bluefish, that would be 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Middle of the 4th, your score, Bridgeport 2, York nothing on the WOYK Revs Radio Network. Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, September 2nd with a bobblehead giveaway of York's favorite mascot, Downtown. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Getting pumped for another year of high school football? All this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOIK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2016 York Adams League. Or go to WOIK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
4-0 Bluefish lasts the 4th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Will DeBoer joined once again by Eric Menzer, the York Revolution president. Eric, we've got Labor Day weekend to talk about here as Jared Mitchell steps up against Ross Seaton, who's working with a 2-0 lead. Revs ceding a couple of runs. Tony Pena giving up the 2, but Michael Rocket throwing out a man at the plate to keep it from going to 3 as Mitchell takes a slider on the outside corner, 0-1.
What is that, about 25 strikes against 7 or 8 balls that he's thrown? He's throwing strikes?
He is.
Well, maybe he has somewhere to go, like, where do they go? Back to Bridgeport from here, or we know where Bridgeport heads from here? Either way, we know they have somewhere to go.
Yes, they do. Southern Maryland they're heading to next.
Head down the road. About 3 hours. Nice to do that on a Sunday afternoon rather than against that traffic.
A lot easier to do than coming from Bridgeport, too. So really they've worked it out well, this road trip. 0-1 to Mitchell, and Jared watches a slider dip low for ball 1.
Well, yes, you mentioned Labor Day weekend. I mentioned the great downtown bobblehead giveaway, part of our Celebrate York series presented by Memorial Hospital. He'll be wearing a 10th anniversary jersey.
Here's the 1-1, a fastball missing away just slightly for ball 2.
So that's on Friday night. Saturday night we'll have our spectacular Inside the Park fireworks. It was an awesome show last night for those fans who survived the sultry evening and the brief rain delay. They were treated
2-1 pitch, a fastball whipping away for ball 3. Well, you know, natural fireworks from the sky during the game and the fireworks from center field post game.
I don't know how
2-for-1 package.
Yeah, I don't know how well you could see it from the booth here, Will, but it was a spectacular lightning storm that was approaching from the west. Fortunately, died out just as it got here.
3-1, a fastball low and in, ball 4. Jared Mitchell draws a leadoff walk. First free pass issued by Seton, and the Revs will try and use that to get back on track. Heart of the order coming up against Seton, and Joel Guzman will get the first crack at it.
And of course, it worked. I mentioned the fact that he had thrown about, only 10 or 15% of his pitches for balls, and what does he do? Issue a 5-pitch walk.
It's called the broadcaster's jinx, my friend.
Works every time.
Joel Guzman rolled out to short his first time up, and he's got the sunglasses back on as a bit of a sunnier turn at the plate. Fastball from Seton misses away for ball 1.
So Saturday night, that is September 3rd, Labor Day weekend. Saturday night, again, the Inside the Park fireworks. And then Sunday, we have a great first-time act coming to People's Bank Park, Bucket Ruckus.
Oh, I've seen them before.
Bucket Ruckus, yes. And a fantastic, this year's Wellspan giveaway is a Wellspan 10th anniversary replica youth jersey, which is going to be absolutely terrific. The jerseys are here already. I've seen it in person. It's a fantastic item. If you have kids 12 and under, that's who that is for. I guarantee you they will not be disappointed if you buy tickets to that Sunday afternoon game. And even for those schools that are starting.
As a second throw goes back over to first base, trying to hold the speedy Mitchell aboard.
Even for those schools who have already started, it's a 1 o'clock game with a holiday the next day. So no excuse whatsoever not to bring the kids out and enjoy that youth jersey giveaway with all of the other fun Sunday activities with Kids Are on the Bases presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy at the end of the day there.
There goes Mitchell. Guzman grounds one through the whole right side base hit. Mitchell rounding second. He'll go to third. Hit and run to perfection as Guzman grounded it right to where Nunez had vacated. As the throw comes back in behind first base and Guzman just gets back in time. But the Revs have set things up nicely, first and third with nobody out, and Kevin Rivers in a prime RBI spot.
Really nice piece of hitting there by Guzman, with all that power that he has. And what you might call a free swing lots of the times. Really nice to see him handle the bat there and put that pitch exactly where it was thrown and where it needed to be with the hit and run on.
Kevin Rivers grounded out to first base his first time up. Got his first hit of the homestand last night, the 2-run homer in the bottom of the 5th. And the first pitch, Seton, a fastball taken on the inside corner, a called strike 1.
Then we wrap up that Labor Day weekend, Will, with one of our perennial favorites, Star Wars Day. It's a 5 o'clock start. I guess we can call it Star Wars Day. Star Wars early evening, Star Wars late afternoon, let's call it.
An evening with Luke Skywalker. As the fastball, it's a pitch out. The snap throw back to third base is in time. They get Mitchell. He's not happy about it. Paulo's having a talk with Drew Hoagland, the third base umpire, and here comes Mace sauntering out from the dugout. An early appearance from Mark Mason today.
Wow.
And Mace will have a talk with Drew Hoagland, the third base umpire who called Mitchell out. Marquez, if this holds up, with a quality pitch out to get Mitchell from third base, but it was awfully close.
You have to admit the umpire had the perfect angle on it with him diving back to the bag. He was at that 90-degree angle to the play, which as an umpire, that's what you're looking for.
Now Mitchell picked off. Now snuff out some of the momentum for the Revs, but
we just need another 2-run homer from Rivers.
That's the way it works.
Get the momentum right back.
1-1 the count now to Rivers. Revs down 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Guzman still on. He's at first. Now the 1-1 pitch. This one lifted foul and out of play. Down the third base line. Into the crowd, and that's going home with a lucky fan from Winterstown.
So again, Will, on Labor Day, a special 5 p.m. start. It is Star Wars evening. And all of those costumed characters and Jedi Knights and so on from Star Wars will be here. It's always one of the fun nights of the year. Not that they're all fun. They're all fun.
Good save. 1-2 pitch, that low and in. Ankle biter to Rivers. Marquez keeps in front of him, and it's 2-2.
Now you know why you are the broadcaster and I am not. But again, it's going to be a great weekend. Again, Labor Day weekend. We'll hope the weather cools off a little bit for everybody, and be a great weekend here at the ballpark with the giveaway Friday night, fireworks Saturday, the youth giveaway on Sunday, and Star Wars on Labor Day Monday.
The 2-2 from Seton. That's fouled off of Marquez's helmet, shoulder,
yes,
helmet. He barely even moves for it. On a day like this, Eric, a catcher can lose 8 pounds in water weight.
Well, I can believe that. It is. I don't think it's quite as bad as yesterday, but now the sun is back out here at Peoples Bank Park, and I'm sure it's toasty on the field.
The 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball left high and away for ball 3 to Kevin Rivers. Eric, and then beyond Labor Day weekend, the final homestand for the Revs coming in mid-September, and then the joy of winning the first half is that you get to plan for playoff games 2.5 months in advance as Seton comes with the payoff pitch. This one drilled deep left center field, going back on Galvez to the track, to the wall, turn and watch it go. Kevin Rivers, an Oppo taco to left center. His second home run in as many days. Third with the Revs, fourth overall, and York has come back to tie it. It's 2-2 in the fourth.
Now you do have tape of this, I believe, Will, which would mean you have the tape of me calling for a 2-run homer.
You got lotteries numbers formulated tonight?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, just saying. If only it were so easy. But it did work, because after all, I called the first walk as well. I caused the first walk, perhaps even. But there, we were just talking about it. I mean, if you're Tony Pena, so you have a little bit of a rough inning, your defense helps you out.
As Dre fouls one back to the screen, 0-1.
You come right back, and it's a whole new ball game. Literally a new ball game, so far at least, tied up here at 2. And so Pena will go out there for the 5th inning, essentially to start fresh. We'll see how much he has left on the warm day.
A blank slate for him. The 0-1 pitch to Perez, who fouls one back out of play towards the Mezzogiorno Picnic Pavilion, and it's 0-2.
Bit of a home run drought here recently for Perez, right? Still with the average up there at 277, and still making contributions night after night after night. Such a professional hitter, Dre is, but I think it's been a little while since he's taken one out.
It has. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks as the 0-2 pitch comes, and he chops one towards third base, backhanded by Cuevas towards the line. Throw across the diamond is in time, and Perez is retired by about 1.5 steps.
Great hustle down the line by Perez, though. You know, you look at a guy like that who passed the 1,000 hit mark and the career hit mark, and the Revolution has the Revolution career hit mark here, and still on a hot Sunday afternoon busting it down the line. It's a great thing to see. It's the mark of a team that's playing together, and I'm not going to suggest that every player doesn't do that, but when you watch game after game after game.
As Michael Rocket swings and misses at a first pitch, big hook from Seton, and it's 0-1.
When you watch enough games over the course of now 6 years here with the Revs, 70 games a year, that is the mark of a team that's having fun and playing together.
Seton the wind in the 0-1 pitch, and Rocket loops one foul out of play down the first baseline. It's 0-2.
You may have talked about this already, but great to see Rocket so quickly back in the lineup after getting hit the other night. Probably could have played last night. He was taking ground balls and took BP yesterday, but day off never hurt anybody.
Better safe than sorry, and especially with the Revs as deep as they are at just about every position. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's in the dirt, and it skips away from Marquez. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
And, of course, we talked about wanting to win the second half, and, of course, Mace does want to win the second half, but winning the first half gives you the luxury of setting up that day off rotation, keeping everybody fresh, being really fired up and ready to go, and physically ready to go, firing on all cylinders come late September.
Seton's 1-2 pitch. Rocket shoots one out towards the right field line. It drops foul right towards the
Error
Revolution bullpen.
Error on the bullpen there.
EB.
Who is that? Is that Micah Owings that muffed that, or that might be Terrell Harris there who muffed that ball?
Well, he put in a fine effort yesterday.
He sure did.
I don't blame him for sitting back and relaxing today. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Rocket, who struck out his first time up against Ross Seaton. Seaton stretching out the arms, sets himself up. The right leg in the middle of the rubber, left leg to his side. There's the kickback and the 1-2 pitch. Some chin music for Rocket.
Or at least waist music.
Waist music, chin music.
That one not quite as close as the one he wore the other night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little scary. It's a couple inches.
Now the 2-2 pitch is in there. A strike 3 called. Fastball on the outer black, and that will retire the side. Eric Menzer, Revs president, thanks for joining us here for the 4th inning. Always glad to have you. And we'll see you next time. And, keep doing your thing.
Thanks, we'll see you.
For the Revs, that 2-run homer from Kevin Rivers. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. End of the 4th, your score, York 2 and Bridgeport 2 on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days. But here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Two as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Chavez, Cuevas, and Burrows to face Tony Pena. Given a fresh start by his offense in the last half inning as Kevin Rivers going deep for another 2-run homer. Andy Chavez up first. He is 1 for 2 today, doubled back in the 1st inning. And the first pitch from Pena is a fastball grooved down George Street for called strike 1. Chavez, the day off from the field, DHing today. And the 0-1 pitch, a slider low and away for ball 1. And for Chavez, sure that he wishes and the Bluefish wish and hope that these DH days are few and far between. As legendary as Chavez's fielding skills have been and how they've been on the national spotlight for years and years, as Chavez flies one out towards right field. Very shallow, and it's Perez coming out from second base who locates, makes the catch, 1 away. Speaking of spotlight, have I told you that the Stage Deli has a spotlight on outstanding soup, salads, and sandwiches? For daily specials, including catering options, visit Stage Deli on George or visit North George Street right next to the Strand Capitol Theater. Jose Cuevas up next, a walk and a fly out today. And he flew that one about as deep as you can go to left center while staying in the park. Warning track, and Travis Witherspoon able to chase it down. And the first pitch to Cuevas is a slider just below the knees for ball 1. Pena giving up the 2 runs in the top of the 4th inning. It could have been 3, but Luis Nunez thrown out at home plate on a cannon from left field by Michael Rocket. And there's a wave and a whiff at a changeup for strike one. Cuevas sitting fastball, and he gets not that. Revs, meanwhile, could have been up 3-2. Jared Mitchell picked off of third base on a pitch out while Kevin Rivers was up. So both sides leaving a run potentially on the table. 1-1 grounded up the middle, past Pena's feet. Dre cuts it off in the hole. The throw is high. Rivers has to leap off of the bag. They'll call this an infield single for Jose Cuevas, as Dre had to make a long run for that one. Cuevas beating it out by a step. And Bridgeport has a man on in the top of the fifth inning, trying to untie it from a 2-2 deadlock. 2 runs on 7 hits now for the Bridgeport Bluefish. 2 runs on 3 hits and an error for the Revs. Now here's Sean Burrows. Single and a run back in the 4th inning. That started the rally, and then a double play his first time up. Nunez, a soft toss over to first base to try and hold Cuevas aboard. Cuevas 3 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught twice. The speedster for the most part for most of his career. And the first pitch, Burrows lofts one out in the left field. Long run for Rocket. He was playing the pole, and it drops in front of him. He'll have to play it on a hop. Going first to third is Cuevas. Rockets throws behind Pounds, and taking the extra base is Sean Burrows. This is back-to-back singles for Cuevas and Burrows. Everybody taking extra bases. And the Bluefish have another prime scoring opportunity. Second and third with 1 out, and Wellington Dotel coming up. Dotel, the sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning that sent Burrows to second base. Officially, Wellington 0 for 1. And the native of Nebia in the Dominican Republic stands, well, partially in the box at least, and lines one into right field. Witherspoon on for it. It's Mitchell, actually, who makes the tumbling, sliding catch. Tagging and scoring is Jose Cuevas, but Jared Mitchell saving it from going into the gap and saving at least a run. Jared Mitchell, a fine sliding catch out in right field, making a sacrifice fly for Wellington Dotel. Cuevas scores to make it 3-2. And with 2 outs and a man on second base, Jonathan Galvez will come up to bat. Galvez reached on error, drove in a run with a single, stolen base, and scored. Pena the kick in the first pitch, fastball right down the heart of the plate for called strike one. 3-2 Bluefish now. They have their second lead of the ball game. Pena peek back at Burrows on second. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball, same spot. Down the heart for strike two. Galvez, like Dotel, a Dominican national. He's from Santo Domingo. Makes his home in the offseason in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Now the 0-2 pitch is in there. Strike three called, a fastball. Pena pumping the zone against Galvez. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs, 3 strikes. That will retire the side, but the Bluefish do pick up a run to retake the lead with a sac fly by Dotel. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Middle of the 5th year score, Bridgeport 3, York 2 on the WOYK Revs Radio Network. Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Saubel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
Have you got game? Do you love playing baseball? If you're between the ages of 8 and 16 and want to take your skills to the next level with more competitive play, try out for the York Young Revolution. The York Young Revolution is an elite tournament baseball organization that offers you the opportunity to play a higher caliber baseball as well as to play with other players who love the game just as much as you do. York Young Revolution will be hosting tryouts in August. Visit YorkYoungRevolution.com and click on the registration button to take your skills to the next level. York Young Revolution is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Three-two Bluefish as we head to the last of the fifth inning. Bottom of the order for the Revs due up. Pounds, Wilson, and Erie on to face Ross Seaton, who lost the shutout and the lead last time he pitched in this game, but he's got that lead back as Bridgeport plated a run in the top of the fifth inning on Wellington Dotel's sacrifice fly. So the Revs down for the second time will try and come back a second time. Brian Pounds doubled in the third inning, but was stranded on third base. And the first pitch from Seaton, here's a fastball low and away at 90 miles an hour for ball one. Seaton had been cruising right along, 42 pitches through 3 innings. The Revs made him work to the tune of 24 in the last, so now he's up to 67 pitches on the afternoon. And Pounds rockets one into left field. That drops for a base hit, and that'll take 2 hops to the base of the arch nemesis. Pounds will stop at first for the long single as Galvez got it back into second base fairly quickly. But the Revs have the leadoff man aboard for the third straight inning. And they are knocking on this Bridgeport lead once again. Pounds 2 for 2 with 2 hard hit balls. And Josh Wilson will come up next. Wilson a comebacker, his first time to the plate. And Seaton set at the belt. Short lead for Pounds. The first pitch from the stretch is grounded foul down the third base line, ricocheting off the net that protects the dugout. And it's 0-1. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by York Mitsubishi. One game in action along with ours. It's the bottom of the fourth inning. New Britain trailing Sugar Land at home 2-0. Later tonight, Lancaster at Long Island and Southern Maryland at Somerset. Seaton ready again, now lined up straight with the man on base. The 0-1, a bit of chin music, a breaking ball doesn't break to Wilson, and it's 1-1. By the way, with Kevin Rivers' home run in the last half inning, Cherry Nicole, you win the prize pack courtesy of Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. You can pick it up at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. And it's all thanks to the home run that we saw a few minutes ago from Kevin Rivers. Seaton's 1-1 pitch, and Wilson lifts it out into right field towards the line. Trotting over for it is Dotel. He watches it cross into the picnic threshold, and it's 1-2. Earlier in this game, we saw Luis Nunez double off the arch nemesis. Josh Wilson did that twice yesterday. That gives him 10 wall ball hits on the year, most on the team. He accounts for a good deal of those hits as he fouls one back. It's off, well, not the big wall, but a wall down to the right field line. It stays at 1-2. Seaton is ready. Another 1-2 pitch, and it's reached out and poked foul. Marquez loses it in the sun. It takes a bounce in the Dietzen Blewett diamond deck. So fan goes after it and beats a kid to it. Come on now.
Wilson digs back in. Pounds off of first base with nobody out. And the 1-2 pitch. This one drilled deep left field, going back on his Galvez, and it takes a one hop to the Harrisburg U sign in left center. Bounces away from the left fielder, and Pounds coming home. The relay throw is not in time. Bounces away from Marquez. Josh Wilson with an RBI double. He takes third on the throw, and the Revs have tied it again. It's 3-3 in the fifth, and the go-ahead run is on third base with still nobody out here in the fifth inning. Now they're going to charge an error to Hernandez, the shortstop, which allowed Wilson to move up to third base. So now, with a go-ahead run 90 feet from the plate, Brian Erie still looking for his first hit with the Revs. A base hit could bring the Revs on top, and he watches a fastball miss high for ball one. Erie rolled out to first base, his first time up. Infield playing in, trying to cut down this lead run. The 0-1 swung on and foul tipped into the mitt of Marquez for strike one. Seaton at the belt. The kick and the 1-1 pitch, a fastball missed away, ball two to Brian Erie. Well, Pounds led off this inning with a single. Wilson moments ago doubling him home. 2-1, and a bouncer towards short, leap by Hernandez. He looks Wilson back to the bag, and he'll throw out Erie at first base. Just how you want to do it if you're Hernandez, the shortstop. As the helicopter flies overhead, Travis Witherspoon walks up. Spoonie up for the third time today. Couple of ground balls to the left side to his name. Third base and the shortstop. Infield still playing in with Wilson on third and one out. Seaton's first pitch, and he lofts it over Witherspoon about 70 miles an hour. It's wild as they come. Wilson scores, and the Revs go up 4-3. Somebody get that man some chalk. That slipped out of his fingertips, and it cost Bridgeport the lead. A curveball that had absolutely no intention of curving. And Witherspoon will now have to restart a rally as his RBI chance has gone away. 2 runs home for York in the inning to go up 4-3. Now the 1-0 pitch, fastball. This one lifted down the right field line, but hooking foul. Had the distance, didn't have the angle. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 runs on 5 hits and an error for the Revs. 3 runs on 8 hits and an error for the Bluefish. Now the 1-1 pitch. That's fastball in the dirt. Ball 2 now, and Ross Seaton is laboring. He tucks his jersey back in underneath the belt. He faced 1 above the minimum in the first 3 innings, but he's been battered around to the tune of 4 runs over his next 2 frames. 2-1 pitch, and Witherspoon cracks one deep into right field, going back on his Dotel, back at the track, back at the wall. It's off the very top of the tall wall and right. Travis Witherspoon cruising into second base for the 1-out double. He missed a home run by a couple of inches, but he'll take the extra bases. Rally restarted. The Revs have a man on second with 1 out here in the 5th. And now time asked for as Jesse Litch, the pitching coach for the Bluefish, comes out to have a talk to his starter under siege. So far in this inning, a single by Brian Pounds, a double by Josh Wilson to bring home Pounds. Wilson moving up to third on a throwing error on the relay by Hernandez, the shortstop. Scoring on the very next, after the very next batter, Brian Erie grounded out. The first pitch to Travis Witherspoon was terribly wild, allowing Wilson to score, and then Witherspoon, that long double moments ago. So Jared Mitchell up next. One down, Witherspoon on second. Revs can really break it open here. Going for a series win over the Bridgeport Bluefish and trying to avenge their heretofore last home series loss. It came 2 months ago against these very same Bluefish as Seton does a 360 and chases Witherspoon back to second base. Travis so dangerous on the base paths. 23 stolen bases with the Revs, 30 overall. And he is now tied for third in the Atlantic League in total stolen bases. First pitch to Mitchell, swung on and missed for strike one. Tied him up with a slider that came low and in on him. And it's no balls and one strike. Now, Witherspoon has only been with the team for a little over 2 months. He's played 50 games in a Revolution uniform, and he's already 8th on the single season stolen base leaderboard. 0-1, Mitchell taps it foul down the first baseline, rolling towards the dugout, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Revs up 4-3, bottom of the 5th inning. With his stolen base yesterday, he broke a tie with around half a dozen other Revs who had stolen 21 bases. Look at all this list. Brandon Haveman, Scott Grimes, Matt Esquivel, Ramon Navar, Jose Constanza, and then Eric Patterson. Both those guys from last year. But with his next stolen base, Witherspoon will tie Chris Walker's 2011 mark for 7th most stolen bases in a Revolution uniform. If Witherspoon had played the entire year here in York, his 30 would rank him 5th, one behind Justin Green's 2014 total for 4th. And time asked for a second time. Joe Del Bauso behind the plate, not quite sure what that delay was. And now we're ready again. Seton staring in to get the sign from Marquez. He's got it. The stretch and the 0-2 pitch. Line foul. It jammed him on the hands, and Mitchell sends it into the net, protecting the home plate seats. Now the count stays at 0-2. Mitchell will strike out in a walk today. He doubled twice yesterday. Drove in Witherspoon in this situation in the 7th inning with a double. 0-2 pitch, fastball outside, pitch out almost. Marquez bobbled it and couldn't get a throw back to second base. But the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mitchell digs in as the sun glows, creating a stage-like atmosphere at Peoples Bank Park. As a pitch comes in on Mitchell, he fouls it off the hands, and it's 1-2. Cloud cover dissipated for the moment, the wind blowing straight out to center field. Well, straight but with a slight right hook. Mitchell's been known to send the ball to left center, opposite field, but if he gets one up in the jet stream to his pole side, that one could go and it could not come back. Seton's 1-2 pitch, fastball swung on, foul tipped by Mitchell and just out of Marquez's mitt. Jared stays alive by the varnish of the bat. And the count stays at 1-2. Jared's fouled off 3 two-strike pitches already. He'll see a 7th pitch in this showdown with Seton. who's in the high 80s now with his pitch count, 87. Long set from Seaton. Now he's ready at the belt. Witherspoon off of second base. He gets a couple of looks back. 1-2 pitch. Jammed them again, and it's looped out of play. Well, this is what Jared Mitchell does. He wastes pitch after pitch until he gets something he likes. You'll remember in that bottom of the sixth inning on Tuesday night when the Revs were down 3-0 against New Britain, Mitchell, an 11-pitch at-bat against Jarrett Leverett, the left-handed starter for the Bees, eventually singled. And that sparked a 4-run rally that put the Revs in front. 1-2 pitch, low and in. It's in the dirt. Marquez with the block, and it's ball 2. Mitchell showing great patience at the plate. That's been a hallmark of his career. Career .227 hitter in the minor leagues, but his on-base percentage .333. If you see your on-base percentage 100 points higher than your batting average, you are absolutely doing something right. 2-2 from Seaton. Fastball whipped away, ball 3, and so now Mitchell has worked it back from down 0-2 repeatedly to a full count. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat from Ross Seaton to Jared Mitchell. A one-man endurance record is Jay Mitch. The payoff, and it's fouled off out of play over the third base suites. 10 pitches gone by, and we do not have a solution. A one-man wrecking crew in terms of pitcher's endurance. That's Jared Mitchell in this homestand. Witherspoon on second, 1 out. Revs up 4-3 and looking for more. And more and more and more if you're Jared Mitchell. And Jay Mitch calls time. Steps out, surveys his surroundings. Outfield playing straight up against him. You have to as often as he goes to opposite field. Marquez setting up slightly outside. The payoff pitch is low and away, ball 4. An 11-pitch walk to Jared Mitchell. And the Revs continue to set the table. He's up to 93 pitches. Is Ross Seaton, and Bridgeport has a man warming in the pen. They're all warm, but they're getting game warm. It's John Church, former Mets farmhand, most recently with Memphis in the St. Louis system. He's getting loose. I wonder how long of a leash Ross Seaton will have here against the heart of the Revs order. Witherspoon and Mitchell on first and second, and Joel Guzman stepping up. And a turnaround, the throwback, it deflects off of Witherspoon and into center field. Spooney will take the extra base, and Mitchell will cruise in right behind him. While Seaton is rattled. Rattled like he's in the hands of a furious 1-year-old. Second error of the game for the Bluefish, and that puts men on second and third with 1 out, and the infield will have to come in again. Guzman 1 for 2 today. He singled on a hit and run with Mitchell in front of what became a 2-run home run for Kevin Rivers after Mitchell was picked off, and Guzman retrieves the ball that got away from the Bridgeport bullpen and lofts it back from whence it came, and it's still rolling out there. It rolls back into play. They get it before anyone can notice. Seaton's first pitch, and Guzman rolls one towards short, trapped by Hernandez. Looks both runners back. Second time he's done this in this inning, and he throws Guzman out. Guzzi never even dropped the bat, just carrying it with him Bartolo Colon style all the way back to the dugout.
Now batting your first baseman, number 15, Kevin Rivers.
Well, with 2 down, Kevin Rivers comes up, and he's gone. Rivers walked intentionally straight away, and that'll load him up for Andres Perez. Of course, Atlantic League rules, you can elect to intentionally walk a batter and not have to throw him the 4 intentional balls. And now Luis Rodriguez will come out and take the ball from Ross Seaton. Done after 4 2/3 innings. He leaves in line for the loss. And he leaves a boatload of trouble for his counterpart, John Church. This pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. John Church making his 11th appearance on the year for the Bridgeport Bluefish. He is 1-0, still without an ERA. No earned runs, no unearned runs either in 10 1/3 innings. He's allowed just 8 hits and walked 1. That is a walks and hits per innings pitch of .87, which is outstanding for a reliever. Coming off of an inning and 2/3 scoreless against Sugar Land 3 nights ago. So 94 pitches for Ross Seaton in 4 2/3 innings. The Revs really making him work in this 5th especially. Jared Mitchell, 11 pitches alone. Seaton for 28 pitches in the inning. Totaling up the numbers on Ross Seaton. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs so far, all of them earned. All of these will be earned if they score. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts on 94 pitches. And John Church has finished his warm-up tosses, and the Lakeland, Florida native will step onto the hill in this Florida-style heat and face a man who has a grand slam already this year. It's Andres Perez. Perez mired in an 0 for 21 stretch. He could break out in a big way right here. Witherspoon on third, Mitchell on second, Rivers on first. 2 outs, last of the 5th inning. Revs up 4-3 and looking for much, much more. Dre digs in, Church ready at the belt. The kick in the first pitch. Perez swings and misses at a slider, 88 miles an hour in the dirt, and it's 0-1. Church, he'll turn 30 on November 4th of this year. Played his college career at Polk State, one of the Florida schools, and then the University of West Florida. Division II program, the Argonauts from Pensacola. 0-1 pitch. Dre reaches out and taps one off the end of the bat foul towards the on-deck circle where Michael Rocket awaits. The draft pick by the Mets in the 23rd round of 2009. He got all the way to AAA Las Vegas. Spent all of last year there as a reliever. 61 games, a .393 ERA in the Pacific Coast League. That's not easy to do. At 27 years old, the Mets let him go, and the Cardinals picked him up. 0-2, Perez taps one towards the middle of the infield, flipped by Nunez, the second baseman, to the shortstop Hernandez, who steps on the bag, side retired. So Dre can't break out, and Church leaves him loaded. But the Revs do take their first lead of the game. Wilson, the RBI double, scoring on a wild pitch. In all, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 3 men left on base. End of the 5th year score, York 4, Bridgeport 3 on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
They leave their homes and families every day just as we do, to go to work. Yet their workday involves doing things nobody wants to do, from the mundane duty of traffic control, to the heartbreak of an accident scene, to the unknown dangers of responding to a 911 call. Police work can be a thankless role in today's society. Maple Donuts recognizes that our police force gives us their dedication to the job, and for that we owe them our thanks. Although we can't possibly express our gratitude for their choice to take on such a needed role in our community, as a small token of our appreciation, Maple Donuts proudly says, "Officer, the coffee's on us." Any on-duty officer who stops by any Maple Donuts location will receive a free cup of Maple Donuts' famous coffee. And to officers throughout the York, Lancaster, and Harrisburg areas, thank you for choosing to serve your community.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Well, I finally did it. I took my dad's advice and joined his credit union.
Which one?
PSECU. I'm eligible because my dad's a member, but I joined through work.
Really? I thought you had to work for the state.
A lot of people think that, but there are lots of ways to be eligible.
I'm not really thrilled with my bank and all their fees. I need to check them out.
Definitely. It's worth the switch.
PSCCU is the credit union for you. Find your way at psccu.com/join. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Four-3 Revs as we head to the top of the sixth inning. Tony Pena working with his first lead of the ball game. He'll face the bottom of the order. It's Nunez, Giansanti, and Alex Marquez. First, Luis Nunez, who takes the first pitch fastball, missing away for ball one. Long wait for Pena, who's at a reasonable 69 pitches, now 70 through 5 innings of work. From the stretch, the 1-0 pitch, a fastball right down George Street, called strike one. Nunez, an RBI double off of the arch nemesis in the fourth inning. Tried to score on Luis Hernandez's single 3 batters later, but was thrown out at the plate by about a country mile by Michael Rocket from left. As a fastball rides in on Nunez, he steps out, and he'll face a 2-1 pitch next. That was the run the Bluefish left on the table in the fourth inning. The Revs left one on the table when Jared Mitchell was picked off of third base ahead of Kevin Rivers' 2-run home run. 2-1 pitch. Nunez cranks one foul down the left field line, and it's gloved by a Revs relief pitcher. I don't know, if your own teammate catches it, are you still out? It's cool as a cucumber. Pitchers who catch comebackers right to them, sometimes routinely. Plenty of time there as Nunez skies one towards left field. Rocket going back to the track. He's at the warning track and makes the catch in front of the giant hot dog. Nunez staying in the park by just a few feet. And that's one away in the top of the sixth. The injury report is brought to you by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Michael Burgess on the DL, looking to begin rehabbing his meniscus next week. Mariel Checo hasn't thrown in 2 months with an elbow issue. And Michael Rocket, who missed yesterday's game, he could have played. Now he's back in the lineup today, and he is just fine. There's Anthony Giansanti, who entered for Wellington Dotel yesterday when he left with injury. He has a slider, catches the knees for called strike one. Dotel fine as he's back in. Bridgeport, a couple of guys on the DL. Luis Rodriguez, the hitter, not the manager. And then pitchers Mike Antonini and Frank DiUlio Jr. 0-1 pitch. This one lifted out in the left center field and deep. Rocket going back on it. It's Witherspoon who locates. He makes the catch 2 steps shy of the warning track. 2 away as Tony Pena has been pitching enough in this ballpark. He knows this ballpark, and he's been getting a lot of long flyouts today.
A lot of flyouts in general in this game, but he's kept them in the park. He's gotten enough of it attacking the strike zone. He's gotten enough of it away from the barrel of the bat, just a little toward the end or just a little bit in, and it has been very effective.
So with 2 down, Alex Marquez, the last chance for Bridgeport in the inning. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, and he takes a fastball outside corner called strike one. I say hit in a liberal sense. It appeared that Marquez might have caught the ball off of one of the buttons of his jersey. The 0-1 pitch, and Marquez takes a slider apparently low, and it's ball one.
Marquez, the K-man today, one day after waking up as a Rev and enjoying that breadstick promotion as a spectator. Now he is the spectated. And grounds one right back to Pena, who reaches down for it. Drops over to first, underhand flips to Rivers on the bag, and that will retire the side. Hey, Ma, look what I found. A quality start for Tony Pena thus far. Bluefish go in order, middle of the sixth, your score, York 4, Bridgeport 3 on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
If you have ever been charged with a crime, you know it can be a frightening and stressful time. You have a right to legal representation that is crucial to assisting you through this difficult time. Criminal charges often carry consequences beyond fines, and often charges such as DUI can have an impact on your driver's license, employment, and automobile insurance. The law offices of Griffith, Lerman, Lutz, and Scheib can help you in these matters. We have experienced attorneys who primarily focus on these areas and are prepared to represent your interest in a diligent and vigorous manner to achieve the best possible result for you and protect your rights under the U.S. Constitution. Our experience, skills, and candid advice will guide you through this process and help you obtain the best result under the particular circumstances of a case. Call us today at 757-7602 for a free consultation or visit us at our website at gslsc.com. Griffith, Lerman, Lutz, and Scheib, 110 South Northern Way, York, Pennsylvania. Attorneys licensed in Pennsylvania and Maryland.
Current school not meeting your child's unique needs? Check out family-centered public cyberschooling from Commonwealth Charter Academy. CCA students attend virtual classes led by Pennsylvania certified teachers, and enrollment is open year-round with no waiting list. For open house dates in your area, visit ccaeducate.me or call toll-free 1-844-590-2864. That's 1-844-590-2864.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom six from Peoples Bank Park. Revs 4, Bluefish 3. Will DeVore and Daryl Henry with you on the WOYK Revs Radio Network. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID.
First in York. First in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
The hot dog guy buying us some time down the left field line. Hatfield Quality Meats and their hot dog cannon. Certainly a highlight of Sunday afternoons here in South Central PA. Rocket, Pounds, and Wilson do up against John Church, on for a full inning, and Rocket fouls the first pitch off of his bat.
I can't get enough of the sound that the hot dog cannon makes.
The sort of zoop.
Yeah, I love it.
Rocket, a couple of strikeouts today. He took one looking in the fourth, but this is his first look at John Church. Church the kick in the 0-1 pitch, a fastball right down the middle for ball one. Well, both sides have been getting that call in this game, so if it's an even squeeze, we're all right with it. Church ready at the belt, the kick in the 1-1 pitch, low and away on a slider for ball two to Rocket.
There is no bullpen activity, Will. Pena has been efficient. Nobody up at this point for York.
Well, 79 pitches through 6 innings. He could probably go another. Church sets the kick in the 2-1 pitch. Rocket golfs one foul into the first base bleachers. I don't know if golf is the right term for that kind of swing. Maybe a Charles Barkley golf swing.
It was in. He was backing up. Just a half swing just to get some wood on it and stay alive.
We can say it's like the hot dog cannon. He zoops one out into the first base bleachers. 2-2 pitch, and he zoops one towards the second baseman Nunez, who gets under it to make the catch. One away.
Yeah, Pena's been efficient, but on the other side, the Revs really made Seaton work in the middle innings, and the most damaging to his pitch count was that outstanding plate appearance that Jared Mitchell had in the fifth, drawing a walk, and then Seton unable to get through 5 as a result.
Well, Mitchell wears the number 10. He might as well switch to number 11 because he seems to specialize in 11-pitch showdowns.
Yeah.
Brian Pounds got the 5th inning going with a single, and he takes the first pitch right down the heart for called strike 1. Peñat, 79 pitches through 6. That's right around his average. Mostly in the 80s and low 90s. His high for the season, 104 against Southern Maryland here a month ago. There's a swing and a miss at a cut fastball, and Pounds down in the count, 0-2.
Well, now they do have bullpen activity. They didn't to start the inning, but
well, better safe than sorry, and especially with as solid as the Revs bullpen has been as of late, as a fastball is left upstairs from Church, ball 1. Dating back to July 31st, right here against the Lancaster Barnstormers, so 2 weeks now, the Revs bullpen has been absolutely locked down. 4 earned runs in 43 1/3 innings. 0.83 ERA. Now the 1-2 pitch is cue-balled foul down the first base line, and Pounds stays in. He'll face another 1-2 pitch.
it's flat out stingy.
And just think of how strong this Revs bullpen is. You've got the best closer in the league in Mike DeMarc. You've got the best setup man in Ricardo Gomez, who can step into the closer's role in a jiffy. As the 1-2 pitch, fastball up and in. Count goes to 2-2. You've got Manny Corpus, a former big league closer who's been to the World Series as a closer. You got Jose Arredondo, who was a terrific setup man for the Angels and Reds for a couple of years. And that's 4, not to mention as Pounds swings and foul tips one in the mitt of Marquez for strike 3. First strikeout for Church, and that's 2 away here in the last of the 6th. You got Scott Rice, a 2-year big league veteran who logged over 100 appearances in the majors over 2013 and 14. So you've got a big 5. You got Julio DePaula, who's been to the bigs, a big 6. And the rest of the bullpen, no slouches either. Luis Perdomo, Mariel Checo, who's been hurt. Michael Click has been shown flashes of greatness this year. As Wilson lines one down the left field line, that falls for a base hit and takes 2-3 hops to the base of the arch nemesis. Well, it's not a wall ball hit for him, but it is another double. Second straight double for Josh Wilson. He's got 4 two-sackers in the last 24 hours. That man is red hot as the skies.
Pounds and Wilson, they are really heating up. I know it's only 2 days, but 3 hit games last night, 2 hit games tonight. They both might be ready to take off.
Wilson on second, and now Brian Erie, another RBI chance for his first hit as a member of the Revs. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 9 in a Revs uniform. First pitch from Church is fouled back, 0-1. Of course, how could we forget about Nate Reed, another powerful left-hander coming out of the pen who knows how to pitch in the Atlantic League. You look at that and you say, where are the holes when it comes to the Revs bullpen?
Lately, there have not been any. Looking at the numbers for August and going back to the last day of July, just airtight.
It's been getting even airtighter as the season has rolled on. Revs relievers 33-13 with a 3.56 ERA over 373, almost 74 innings of work, and 37 saves. 0-1 from Church, and Erie grounds one towards third, taken on 2 hops by Cuevas. Double clutches, sidearms to first, in time, side retired. Well, Erie's first hit will have to wait at least one more at bat. 2-out double by Wilson goes nowhere. For the Revs, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. End of the 6th, your score, York 4, Bridgeport 3. Darrell Henry will take it home on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
Did you send that email?
No, the server's down.
Again? That's the 3rd time this week. Did you call support?
Sure, great hold music for the last hour.
There's got to be a better way.
There is. Let SoCo Business Solutions maintain your current IT environment, evaluate your current systems, or provide support that's local and responsive. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at SoCoBusinessSolutions.com.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, September 2nd with a bobblehead giveaway of York's favorite mascot, Downtown. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. One coupon per child per game.
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Head of the 7th inning, Tony Pena will give way to the bullpen. Nate Reed comes in. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. The Revs with a 4-3 lead here in the rubber match of this weekend set. Quality start for Pena, his second straight. 6 innings, 3 runs.
8 hits, and it's 79 pitches, so he probably could have gone out for another inning, but with the heat the way it is and as locked down as the bullpen has been, I think even Mr. Spock would say this is quite the logical decision from Mark Mason.
Does that make me William Shatner? I've always wanted to be William Shatner.
You got it, bud. We will make it so.
Pena only 1 walk and 1 strikeout today, keeping the pitch count down. Top of the order, Luis Hernandez takes a cutter in the dirt. And when skipping back to the backstop. The Reed due to get into a game. Last saw him Wednesday night. Struck out the side against New Britain in the 7th. He fires, swing and a poke, blooped in the air at first. Rivers across the line, and he's got it. Backing up in foul territory. An easy grab on that little bloop pop-up, and there's one away quickly.
Across the line?
Across line.
Yes.
Reed has really settled in. He's done an excellent job. He's Andy Chavez. Of the 4 hitters, the first 4 hitters that would bat this inning, 2 are left-handed, so it's a good time to go to him. 10 outings with York, now 9 innings and 1 run, as he fires a strike to Chavez. Chavez 1 for 3, a first inning double. Sun shining brightly the last few innings. Reed delivers, and a breaking ball snaps low. You don't want to give a York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard update on that, do you?
No, not on that. I will give it on the game in New Britain. Bees down 4-0 against Sugar Land in the top of the 6th inning.
Pitch to Chavez is low. It's 2-1.
Later tonight, Lancaster at Long Island and Southern Maryland at Somerset. What I will say is that Andy Chavez's team that he was made most famous with, something good is happening.
Yes. Here's the 2-1. And a late swing. He cues a foul over toward his dugout as they holler, look out, getting off that top step. Well, we won't jinx anything, but eventually we'll tell you what's going on. How's that for a tease? Here's the 2-2. And in the dirt, ricocheting off Erie in a way. I saw where Dave Collins are... Oh, no. Would you like to update us?
Steven Matz had a no-hitter going for the Mets through 7 1/3 innings, and somebody just singled to break it up.
And Will is upset.
I am.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a little trickler, and it's called foul. Erie didn't think so. It was spinning, a swinging bunt just past the right-hand batter's box and starting along the third base line, and Erie wanted that because he was able to get to it close to the plate and would have had plenty of time to throw to first. And it stays full on Chavez. So is Santana still the only one for the Mets?
Still the only one. And against the Padres this game, the only franchise that doesn't have one yet. The Mets were the second to last to get theirs.
Another 3-2, and he swings and loops one to left. It'll sail right out to Rocket. He's got it. Catch is made for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Nate Reed here in the 7th. Revs a 4-3 lead.
I don't have a great track record in this weekend listening or watching the Met games. I tuned in last night during the rain delay to 2 outs in the 9th inning, and Jerry's Familia gives up a game-tying home run. And about 30 seconds after switching on the video on our auxiliary screen here to Matz, he loses the no-hitter.
Just snake-bitten. Here's Jose Cuevas as Reed misses high. It's almost like an anaconda bite for you this weekend.
Are anacondas known for biting? I would have thought they were known for,
squeezing.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0, and that misses in the dirt. By the way, we may have started up a new word of the day segment, so.
Another Met reference there. Hi, Scott.
Here's the 2-0, and that's over for a called strike. Well, I saw Dave from Lancaster. He posted that they're going from Long Island to Sugar Land on this trip that they're on, and it's going to be 10 degrees cooler in Texas. That's what he posted.
Wow.
Here's the 2-1, and it misses outside. 2 outs, nobody on. Cuevas today 1 for 2, an infield hit and a run in the 5th. Also walked earlier in the game. On the 3-1 pitch, and he missed low, so the tying run is on. A 2-out walk, Sean Burrows to the plate. The lefty against lefty here. Burrows 2 for 3, a double, a run scored.
I just got a tweet roll across my screen here. A guy named Joe Bueno. Major life moment regret averted. He shows tickets to the game against the television screen. Apparently he had tickets, decided not to go, and he was 5 outs away from being terribly disappointed.
First pitch to Burrows. He swings, hits one in the air toward the line and left. Rocket drifting over, now in at the last second and makes the catch. Scoreless top of the 7th for Nate Reed. A 2-out walk is it. He gets Burrows on the next pitch. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here at Peoples Bank Park on this Sunday afternoon. It's the Revs 4 and the Bluefish 3.
At Health South, rehabilitation is all we do, so it just makes sense that Health South Rehabilitation Hospital of York will help you get home sooner. Health South is the largest rehabilitation provider in the country. We provide 3 hours of therapy 5 days a week, frequent physician visits, and registered nurses 24/7. It's total team-based care that is squarely focused on your recovery. After an illness, injury, or surgery, choose Health South, providing a higher level of care to the York community for more than 30 years. HealthSouthYork.com.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at Peoples Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross' sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-through, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at Peoples Bank Park.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bonnie Grimes all dressed up in his Sunday best today, performing Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the harmonica as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Revs a 4-3 lead. Righty Paul Demney, the new pitcher for Bridgeport. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. 2-1 with a 2.93 ERA in 31 games. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts, 27 and 2/3 innings, 24 walks, but 38 Ks. It's about 10 more than innings pitched and about 5 fewer hits, 22 hits. Opponents have only hit 214. Witherspoon leads off. First pitch of the inning, a slider that got him to swing and miss. Witherspoon just missed an opposite field home run in the 5th. He's 1 for 3 with a double high off the right field fence in front of the far end of the picnic area. Off the panic sign. Pitch, he shows a bunt, and it's called a strike away, and Witherspoon didn't like it. The Panic at the Ballpark sign, which is coming in October. Demney nods yes. Fires home and just outside. That was close to take after the previous strike. Witherspoon, a good eye. A 1-2, swinging a foul against the net. Revs 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Bridgeport 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Both errors in the 5th inning, but the runs charged to Seton were still earned. 4 2/3, 4 runs for the starter. Inning and a 3rd scoreless for Church then. Pitch from Demney, that's inside, a fastball. Witherspoon jumping back. 2-2. Demney from the stretch, kicks the leg, fires, swing and a miss. A slider down gets Witherspoon. And there's one away. All Revs fans at the York County Solid Waste Authority, they love the summer grilling season. If you have an unusable propane tank, you can recycle it for free at several locations. Visit www.ycswa.com for a list of sites. Garbage is power. Don't you know it? It's Jared Mitchell, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks.
Garbage is power. You think there'd be a garbage dump rock for that.
First pitch is swung on and missed, a slider. Did you think Mitchell was safe on the pickoff at 3rd?
I couldn't really tell from here. I mean, it was awfully close. I thought maybe he might have gotten his hand in, but well, I couldn't really say.
Yeah. The 0-1, that's inside. I think the fans and a lot of people up here at first look thought that he was safe. Would have been a 3-run homer for Rivers. 1-1, and a slider over for a strike from Demney. Revs today with production up and down the order, top and bottom. Two in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for the offense. The 1-2. Swing, and he punches one foul off the knuckles over to the third base dugout. That was a wicked jam, but Mitchell hangs in. Hopefully his hands feel all right after that. Revs with 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Bridgeport 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. All of the scoring being done in the 4th and 5th innings today. There's the stretch from Demney. Another 1-2. Swinging a bouncer to first base. It hit the lip and stayed low, but Burrows gloves it, takes it to the bag himself. And there's 2 down. Tomorrow night, we're on at 6:45 from Somerset. Micah Owings coming off 2 great outings. He'll face lefty Rudy Owens. And then Tuesday, a morning game will be on at 11 a.m. Wednesday and Thursday back to 6:45 pre-games, 7:05 starts. Here's Joel Guzman, 1 for 3 today, single and a run in front of Rivers homer back in the 4th. There's a great hit and run with Mitchell running on that play. First pitch here, he swings and fouls it into the net.
About as pretty as they come, Darrell, as Guzman hit a ground ball directly to where Nunez is standing right now, the typical second baseman's position. Nunez had to vacate to go cover second in case the throw came down to try and get Mitchell. And he runs away. The ball goes right past him where his footsteps were.
Slider down and away, 1-1. Joel, the shades back on. As it's become a sunny afternoon most of the day. Better have some SPF out there. The 1-1, and that's in the dirt, bouncing straight back. Guzman, who at one point played in Japan, and I thought it was interesting, he listed the Tokyo Dome as well as People's Bank Park as his 2 favorite parks.
Oh, I can imagine. That place is a hitter's haven.
On the stretch from Demney, the 2-1, and a swing and a fly ball left center, but toward the end of the bat, hustling over from center was Giansanti, and Galvez from left made the late call, and a catch on it to end the inning. And Guzman just a little out in front and off the end, and that'll send us to the 8th inning here this afternoon, and it's going to be Arredondo coming in. Revs lead the Bluefish 4-3.
Hey, Revs fans, seasons come and go, but French fries are forever. Bricker's famous French fries are back for their 10th season as a member of the Revs team. Come and celebrate the team's 10th anniversary with those fan-favorite fries and chicken tenders. You can find them, as always, behind center field next to the playground at People's Bank Park. Call 717-792-4959 or visit online at brickersfries.com. When you want French fries, nothing is better than Brickers.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
York's community hotel since 1925 is locally owned once again. Where else but the Yorktown Hotel? Our dedicated staff looks forward to welcoming your out-of-town guests and catering your next event in our elegant Roaring Twenties ballroom. Enjoy the tastes of York in the hotel's off-center grill, where we partner with locally owned favorites including Green Bean Roasting Company, York City Pretzel, Wolfgang Candy, Liquid Hero Brewery, and Mudhook Brewery. Come see what all the hullabaloo is about the Yorktown Hotel. The Yorktown is proud to be the host hotel of the York Revolution.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Top of the 8th, Jose Arredondo is on. Mike DeMarc beginning to walk around in the Revs bullpen. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts as Wellington Dotel leads things off. And Arredondo from the belt fires, and a swing and a bouncer to short. Easy hop for Wilson to his left. He'll gun it to first. One pitch, one out. Trying to get it to DeMarc, whose next save will put him at the top of the Revs all-time list. Revs leading at 4-3. Here's Jonathan Galvez. Arredondo 0-1, but a 1.71 ERA in 21 games. Ready, and the first pitch is down and low. That was the splitter. Galvez 1 for 3, RBI single, steal, run, back in the fourth. 1-0. Swings and hits one high in the air to deep left field. Rocket is back on it. He looks, and it's out of here. Jonathan Galvez ties it up. A home run over the arch nemesis in left. And it's a 4-4 game here in the eighth. It's his 8th of the year, his 3rd against York. And ends a streak of 10 straight scoreless outings for Arredondo.
And DeMarc will sit down.
Bluefish last in the league in home runs, but they've got a couple of guys that can pop one.
It's their first one of the whole series.
They've only hit like one in their last 10 games. Here's Luis Nunez, who looks at a fastball strike. So 4-4 game. Being no decision for Pena today. 0-1. And a liner into right center field, a base hit for Nunez. Witherspoon over to Glovett, and Nunez on at first with a single. Arredondo hadn't given up a run since mid-July. Now a man on, Anthony Giansanti to the plate. He's 1 for 3. First run that either team has scored since the 5th. And Arredondo the pitch. Giansanti bunts through it, and it's a strike. It's another day where the Revs have left some meat on the bone. They did not score in the 3rd after a leadoff double from Pounds. They had the pickoff in the 4th that was disputed. Could have had another run on the homer. Pitch here is up. Giansanti checked, appeal to first, and Buzz says no. 5th inning they scored 2 but left them loaded. Now Bridgeport is drawn even here late in the game. And the stretch from Arredondo. 1-1, and that's a little high. Slider. It's only the 2nd home run he's given up this season. June 30th at Long Island, the other. Two 2-1, and a swing and a pop-up foul, back and out of play. And the Revs with it's their 5th earned run given up by the bullpen. The last 44 2/3 innings. Came in today with an 0.83 ERA as a bullpen since July 31st. A stretch, 2-2, and a ground ball towards short. Wilson to his left, he's got it, but a low flip got past Perez. Wilson will chase it himself all the way over toward first, and Nunez keeps on running all the way to 3rd. He tried to shovel it to Dre and hurry it for a chance to turn 2, but in trying to hustle the flip, It's almost like it rolled right out of his hands, right out of his gloves, stayed low, and Dre couldn't get a glove on it to save it. Wilson's charged with the error.
Wilson looked indecisive there as to whether or not he would take the ball to second himself or flip it to Dre. And by the time he decided he was going to try and flip it to his middle infield counterpart, it was too late, and he rushed it.
So now 1st and 3rd, and Bridgeport threatening for the lead. Marquez, the hitter, runner goes, and he chips a foul behind the plate. Giansanti at first has 7 steals. Marquez 0 for 2 today with a hit by pitch. 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Bluefish have tied it this inning. Now threatening to go in front. They are rabid for breadsticks, foaming at the mouth.
It's been a while. I think it's been a couple of games.
There's a slider that dives low, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's like bears smelling fish. It's the 1-1. Swing and a line drive base hit to right. Nunez scores on it, and Bridgeport leads 5-4. Alex Marquez with his 6th Atlantic League hit, 2 of them against York, and he gives Bridgeport the lead. 5-4.
Marquez appears to have turned it around. You remember it took him 20 or so at bats to get his first hit with the Revs. Didn't get a hit at all in the 2 games he spent last year with Long Island, but now he's gotten hits in 6 straight, 4 with the Revs, 2 with the Bluefish.
Here's a spin and a pick try, and back sliding is Giansanti with Wilson sneaking in.
If there's a silver lining in all of this is that Polo and Mace and whoever coached Marquez on his hitting did their job.
Yeah.
They come back to bite him right now.
There's Luis Hernandez, who takes letter high for ball 1. Top of the order for the Bluefish. 2 on, still only 1 out. 2 runs home in the inning. There's the stretch from Arredondo, fires, and it runs low and in. Now 2-0 to the switch hitting Hernandez. It's 1 for 4 on the day. Hernandez in the big leagues with the Orioles, Royals, Mets, and Rangers. Time now asked for as he backs out. Do you remember his 17 games with the Mets in 2010, Will?
Hernandez?
Yeah.
Not quite. That was the year before I got MLB TV. That was the summer I went to college, too.
Pitch from Arredondo. That's outside. 3-0.
When I went to college is when I really took up the mantle of fandom. You grow up and you're sort of casually into it. You're like, oh, you like these guys because of this reason. You like these guys because of this reason. But
pitch is a called strike. Hernandez will have to stick around. He was starting toward first.
I think right when I went to college is when I swore the blood oath and did all sorts of voodoo that it requires to become a sort of ride or die fan. Do you remember a ritual with you with the Phillies?
There's a foul back and out of play. Actually, yeah. As the count goes full. This one bouncing all the way into home plate. I would just, if things were going well in the game, I not only couldn't change my seat, I couldn't move a muscle. Like I'd have to stay in the same place. The World Series run in 08. The same routine, whether it was where I was sitting or what I would do between innings. There's the payoff pitch, and it's lined hard foul into the seats and left.
And people who grew up Baptist everywhere are saying, we feel you, buddy, we feel you.
Hernandez, a Venezuela native. First signed with the Braves in 2000, now a 32-year-old vet. 122 big league games. Another full count offering. He swings and lines it to right center. It's going to be down for a hit. Giansanti waited, looking back over his shoulder, but he'll have time to come around third and score. And as the throw goes in towards short, Hernandez will move to second on it. It's an RBI double. Marquez to third. Third run of the inning is home. It's 6-4 Bridgeport. And now second and third after, it'll be a single for Hernandez and second on the throw.
Yeah, I think he stopped about halfway between first and second, and he went when he saw that throw coming in, get beyond the cutoff, man.
Well, Bridgeport has come alive with 3 runs here in the 8th inning. Trying to hand the Revs just their 3rd home series loss all year and the 2nd to Bridgeport. And here's Andy Chavez, who looks at a strike with all 4 infielders in. Chavez 1 for 4, a double in the first inning. Bluefish coming in today, a game and a half out. Pitch is fouled against the screen, 0-2. Somerset has won 4 straight, and they jumped in front of Bridgeport for second last night, a game behind Long Island. But Bridgeport only half a game behind Somerset and a game and a half behind the Ducks for first. 0-2, and a grounder right side. It's going to get through just past Dre's dive. Marquez home. They stop Hernandez at third, who had to make sure that it got through. Andy Chavez, an RBI single through the drawn-in infield. And it's now 7 for Bridgeport with a 4-run 8th. And this has not happened much to the Revs bullpen in the last month. Came in today with just 4 earned runs in their last 43 1/3. Not all of these will be earned, but 4 have scored. I believe right now 3 of those are earned. And here comes Mace, and that'll be all for Arredondo, who had been so good. One of the catalysts of this airtight stretch from the bullpen recently, 10 straight scoreless outings before today, but the Bluefish get to him for 4 in the 8th. And it'll be Luis Perdomo coming in. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Revs trail 7-4 here in the 8th. And back with more in a moment.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community.
And hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, September 2nd with a bobblehead giveaway of York's favorite mascot, Downtown. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Well, hiccups from the bullpen have been few and far between, but Bridgeport with 4 in the 8th. Perdomo's first pitch rolled toward the middle. Wilson is there. He gloves it, runs across second, and tosses to first. And Perdomo gets 2 outs on 1 pitch for the inning-ending 6-3 double play. But Bridgeport, with 4 in the top of the 8th, goes in front. 5 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Bottom of the 8th inning, comeback time for the Revs, hopefully. They now trail 7-4.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Pain doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Struggling to find quality IT help for your business? Tired of being sold solutions from companies helping their bottom line more than yours? Sick of your calls being answered overseas? SoCo Business Solutions is your answer to maintain your current environment, redesign your infrastructure, provide local responsive support, and keep your data safe. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at socobusinesssolutions.com.
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 8th, the man with the sideways cap, Sam Gervasio, comes in. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Revs now trail 7-4. Gervasio's got the hat tilted almost off his head. He's got this long Fu Manchu goatee, and he slings it from down low, and he mopes around and looks like he doesn't even want to be out there, but he's a character, a very flashy righty who lobs his final warm-up toss to the plate. He's a treat to watch. Dominican native who's seen Major League time, back with the Bluefish for a second season. And he enters his 16th game, including a spot start, 0-1, but he's been outstanding, an 0.56 ERA, 1 run in 16 innings, 1 walk, 15 strikeouts, only 9 hits, opponents hitting 167. Now, he may look a little unique, but has been very effective, and a slider breaks low and in on Rivers leading off.
I look at him, Darryl, with that description, with the sort of lax approach, you know, fun-loving sideways cap and this Fu Manchu.
Here's a slider that bends over the middle for a strike.
And I think Fernando Rodney meets Corey Thurman meets Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction.
The pitch, slider, swing and a miss.
The breaking ball. Do you speak it?
Have to be careful there.
He made that spot start in his last outing, so it's his first game in a few days. He went 3 innings, 1 run, lost to Sugarland as Rivers lines this one hard to center, but right at Giansanti, who drifts back and squeezes it. Hard hit, but it goes for the first out. Last year, Gervasio was in 47 games for Bridgeport, ERA in the 4s. It's been almost unhittable this year. With 1 down, Andres Perez to the plate.
Darryl, if it seems jarring to see the Revs give up a lead so late, there's a very good reason for that. York 46-2 when leading after 7 innings this season.
First pitch to Dre is a delayed high strike call. They give it to him. Gervasio was in the majors with Houston, 2009 and 10. Very good numbers his first year, 2.14 ERA in 29 games, then only got into 6 the following year. With a slider that breaks outside. Dominican native signed with Houston in 2002. The 1-1, and a breaking ball hooks away. And the Astros, the only organization he's been with. Now the 2-1, and a slider grounded foul, third base side. Revs trailing 7-4 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Bridgeport will send up 4, 5, and 6 in the 9th to try and add to this lead, should it hold from this moment on.
2-2. Ooh, up chin music on Dre. And a full count. Fastball at 86. You start to get used to seeing sliders from Gervasio, and then brushed him back with that.
So he didn't really get all the way around on his wind-up and delivery. He was stepping more towards the first base dugout than to the plate.
Pitch is ripped off the mound and up the middle, and a hit for Dre, who ends a long streak without one. He was due. Smacks a single up the middle.
And with that, Darryl, Dre now up at 900 total bases as a member of the Revs. Hadn't gotten a hit in about a week. He was over his last 22, but now he is on base, and maybe that'll be the start of some sort of mid-August stretch for him.
Now a one-out base runner for Michael Rocket. He's been held hitless today in 3 at-bats. Couple Ks and a pop-up. And Gervasio, a quick step off. It is strange as he steps off again, and now another time and fakes a throw. Fans getting on him. He faked underhanding one behind his back initially.
And he faked one to first. You can do that if you're not on the rubber, right?
Yeah. Now he does it again. Now finally deals and breaks off a slider to Rocket for a strike. But yeah, it's unique with him. He does look like, as he again steps off with that behind the back fake, and again.
Who's he fooling?
He's done that 4 times now. Here's the 0-1, and Rocket tries to bunt his way on, but chips it foul behind the catcher. But he does look like he finishes open toward the first base side, which, you know, that would cause a lot of arm troubles, but certainly not about to question what he's doing because it's working.
He's making his manager get out of the dugout and get a ball he didn't like.
Yeah, he tossed it halfway to the dugout. Now he steps off, faked the behind the back again, and then the real throw. He faked both.
Corey Thurman meets Fernando Rodney, meets Samuel L. Jackson for Pulp Fiction, meets Honey Badger, because he doesn't give no.
It's the 0-2. Swinging a bouncer toward third. Right near the line, they call it fair. Cuevas the throw, and it's caught right in front of the helmet by Burrows. Rocket trying to duck in there, busting it down the line. And on the bang-bang play, Rocket called out. 2 down in the inning. Perez goes to second. And Bridgeport concerned that Burrows is okay after that reach around Rocket's helmet. And he says he's fine. They just got Rocket on a play that stayed right on the line on that bouncer on line.
And he fakes twice. There's nobody there.
He's just toying with the crowd now, I think.
He lives on animosity.
Now he steps off and fakes the throw again. There's nobody within 15 feet of Dre, but It's about the 9th or 10th fake. And here's a slider over for a strike on Pounds.
The way Gervasio finishes his motion, you'd think he'd be straight towards the plate and be a great fielding position the way Bartolo Colon is. But no, he ends up with his back almost turned to the plate going the opposite way.
He just faked again. Fans just love him. Pitch to Pounds, a swing and a foul tip on a slider. 0-2. And I'm sure we're due for another fake or two. He is a character. And there's a fake. Nobody even close to Dre at second, but Gervasio's got a nervous tick back there. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses high.
I don't think there's anything nervous about it there. I think he's crafted this.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers will step slightly toward the arm side on their finish, but he finishes open slightly toward the other side. He deals, and a slider breaks down and away, 2-2. I'm sure there's some deception. He slings it, almost sidearm, just above it. Now he fakes over toward first base, and there's no runner there.
What is, you think Chavi's on base?
Now ready, and the 2-2. Slider hit in the air in right field. Dotel shading his eyes with the glove and fighting it all the way. He makes the catch. As it carried fairly deep, he was inching back and stayed with it. And it's a scoreless 8th for Gervasio. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we go to the 9th today. Bridgeport on top, 7-4.
Kids today, with Facebook, texting, TV, and video games, seems like fresh air and sunshine are things of the past. Remember playing catch, climbing trees, wholesome backyard fun? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care remembers, give them lush grass, healthy trees, the good old outdoors. American is baseball and apple pie. Kids have every reason to stay inside. Don't let your lawn be one of them. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, world-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious delicacies back to Peoples Bank Park for the 2nd straight year. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near Arch Street Eats as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Facial Contest during all York Revolution home games. They offer event catering as well. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 9th, a 7-4 lead for Bridgeport. Luis Perdomo, who got the final 2 outs of the 8th on 1 pitch, will stay in for the 9th. Sean Burrows will lead things off. Burrows 2 for 4, a double and a run. Bluefish taking the lead with a 4-run 8th. Pitch from Perdomo, a slider in there for a strike. He was Gervasio's teammate with Bridgeport for the first half last year. And Perdomo joining the Revs for the second half. The 0-1, and a swing and a foul tip off some gear at home plate. Burrows shaking his hand after that swing. Even the pros get some pain in the hands on swings and contact sometimes. The stretch from Perdomo. And now the pause on the leg lift. 0-2 is grounded to second. Dre over to his right, snatches it, threw it low, but Rivers scoops it out of the dirt. And Dre grabbing that one off his right foot, just outside of his right foot. Nice glove work there. We'll pause for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOIK, York, Pennsylvania.
One down, here's Wellington Dotel. And Perdomo dumping one in the dirt.
Something about Bridgeport, man. You got Hervasio with the strange sort of oblong rotation. Now you got Wellington Dotel with his obtuse angle feet. That's worked for him.
Uh-oh, his shin guard strap came loose as he swings and misses on a slider.
The baseball equivalent, hey, your shoe's untied!
Yeah, he's got maybe the most unmistakable stance in the league. So wide open, the hands really low. It's like an abbreviated Tony Batista as he swings and pulls one on the ground and through the left side of the infield, a base hit. So he had a sac bunt and a sac fly earlier. That's his first hit of the day. The Bluefish have their 14th of the game. Really the only difference with Tony Batista, the former Blue Jay and Oriole, is he would actually stand square with the pitcher, almost facing him directly, but the idea is similar. Wide open, the hands way low toward the hip. But they all get into normal, powerful hitting positions when it's time to start the actual swing. Here's a ball in the dirt on Jonathan Galvez. And he's been a catalyst today, 2 for 4. RBI single in the 4th, then stole and scored. And in the 8th, tied it with the home run that began the 4-run inning. 8th homer of the year, 3rd against York. 1-0, runner goes, huge jump, and it's in the dirt, pops up in the air, bounces all the way to the backstop, and Dotel's going to move to third on it. First to third, he got a steal and a wild pitch. The steal of second, his 9th, and had a huge jump, and Perdomo paused on the leg lift. So he basically was at second by the time the pitch got home and kept on going on the wild pitch. Now he's at third. The pitch to Galvez missed inside, and now 3-0.
For Dotel, almost like moving around on a hit and run, never stopping at second.
Revs with the infield back, trying to avoid the big inning. 3-0, and he lines it at short off of Wilson, who tried to pick the short hop. It glances into left, a base hit. Dotel in to score, and it's 8-4, 5 unanswered. And an RBI single for Galvez, who drives in his 3rd of the day. All Wilson could do was get down and try to make the short hop pick with the glove, but it deflected off the leather.
Well, rough day at short for Wilson. Everybody's going to have them every now and then. The error on the double play possibility that led to those 4 Bridgeport runs, and then would have been a fine snag if he was able to get that one, but just can't get in front of it.
Here's Luis Nunez. First pitch, he's backing out as it's thrown, and it's over for a strike. Nunez 2 for 4, an RBI double in the 4th, singled and scored in the 8th. If the Revs fall, they will be 4-3 on this homestand. The 0-1 from a slide step, and Nunez pops it up. Rivers ranging back from first into the York bullpen and out of room. It lands in the Section 1 seats. And he almost collided with Dre, who was heading over as well. They had to sidestep each other.
Well, 4-3 still a winning homestand, but they certainly expected more after the Revs started out 3-0. If they lose this, it'll be their first series loss since almost 2 months ago, June 16th through the 18th against, well, who else? Bridgeport.
Here's the stretch from Perdomo, the 0-2, and it's down low. They started this year 6-0 against the Bluefish, but in danger of dropping their 7th in the last 10 to them. And their 6th in the last 8. Bluefish have turned their season around. Pitch is just outside, a slider. And now 2-2. Bridgeport with a win would go to 19-17, 2-1 on this stretch where they're playing 13 of 16 on the road. Here's a swing and a ground ball, second base. Dre's got it, flips to Wilson, fires to first. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Revs have turned 3 double plays for the second straight game. But trailing as Bridgeport adds another. 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the Bluefish 8 and the Revs 4.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
What's the simplest, easiest, freest way to get in shape? Walking. That natural walking motion is great for almost every body, but not every shoe is great for walking.
Flying feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes carries the shoes designed to function best, whether you're out for an invigorating stroll or you're humming along at a serious fitness pace. Walking and fitness shoes that'll do the trick, including a variety of widths and hard-to-find sizes. Walk with name brands like New Balance, Saucony, Brooks, and Accelera. For intense fitness workouts, try shoes from Asics, New Balance, Rika, Saucony, and 361. Flying Feet's selection is great, and the service is even better. With personal attention many stores are lacking. Some stores sell shoes, Flying Feet fits them. So take life in stride and do it in style with comfortable walking shoes and fitness shoes from the sportswear specialty store without specialty prices. Flying Feet Sports Shoes.
Flying feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 9th, right-hander Holden Helmink, who made his Atlantic League debut with the scoreless 9th the other night in their 6-0 win. He will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts here in the bottom of the 9th. Bridgeport 5 unanswered the last 2 innings and leading at 8-4. 15 hits on the day. The Revs last night had 8 runs on 14 hits. Today, Bridgeport 8 runs on 15 as they look to win the rubber match in this series. They're going to Southern Maryland after the game. Right now, it's a 3-team Liberty Division race in the second half. And Bridgeport right in the thick of it. And we'll see them 4 more times in Bridgeport to end August and start September. As Josh Wilson leads off.
That could be the series of the season for the Bluefish coming up at the end of the month.
Wilson today, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run. First pitch is up high. 4 doubles in his last 2 games. It's not bad. Now the Revs in need of a big rally. Wilson, Erie, and then Witherspoon at the top due up. There's the 1-0, and that cuts down and away. They had their closer, Jose Veras, getting ready, but then shut him down when they added the insurance run. Not a save situation now.
He threw 16 pitches yesterday. I suspect if the Revs do get a couple of men on, we will see him make a cameo.
Sun shines again as Helmink misses down low, 3-0. He was at the rookie level with the Diamondbacks. 6'4" righty, just 22 years old, a Texas native. And deals and got that one over, a strike, 3-1. Just last week, he made the team from an open tryout that they hosted. You hardly ever hear them doing that in the middle of a season. 6 days ago. This is the 3-1, and a swing and a well-hit ball in left field. Galvez going back, and it is off the arch nemesis, and Karam's over toward the center fielder, and Wilson's in with his third double of the day. 3 straight at-bats with a double. This one off the right half of the arch nemesis as he plays wall ball again. He's got back-to-back 3-hit games. 5 of those 6 hits have been doubles. And that's a good start here in the bottom of the 9th.
Save situation now, and Veras is going to spring to life.
Now here's Brian Erie, who's grounded out all 3 times. He's looking for his first Revs hit. And Helming with the pitch. It is over at the knees, a called strike. Three doubles for Wilson ties a Revs record for a single game. First time since Scott Grimes in August of 2012. Here's the 0-1, and that's in the dirt, picked by Marquez. Ramon Castro in 2010, and Eric Iman and Chris Walker in 2011, the others to do it.
And how crucial it would be for Josh Wilson, who's been the 8th hitter for most of the season for the Revs, to get on a tear late in the season. Just one more cog in the machine that has been the Revolution offense.
It's the 1-1, and that missed away.
Dale, some breaking news from the world of Major League Baseball. Bad news if you're a Miami Marlins fan. Giancarlo Stanton's going to be out for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
He strained something yesterday and went on the DL, and Don Mattingly saying the MRI is serious.
Here's the 2-1, and a swing and a foul back over the roof. Does A-Rod land there now?
I can't see how he doesn't. Considering the now hole that the Marlins are going to have in their offense, and frankly the nature of Jeffrey Loria to grab headlines instead of wins, we may see A-Rod in a Marlins uniform fairly soon for the stretch run.
On the stretch, here's the 2-2. Swinging a fly ball, hit well in left center. Giansanti going back on this. He'll get there onto the warning track. Wilson heads back to tag up and scampers down to third. And Brian Erie driving the ball to the deepest part of the park. Flies out to the warning track in center. He'll still be in search of his first Revs hit, but showing some pop on that swing.
He'll feel good about that. And going back to Miami here, still in the playoff race by every stretch of the imagination. They are tied for the second wild card with St. Louis right now. This is a crushing blow to the Marlins fan base. All 7 of them.
Here's Travis Witherspoon at the top of the order. And Helming missing inside, a changeup. Revs down to their last 2 outs today, trailing 8-4 here in the 9th. Witherspoon 1 for 4, a double high off the fence and right back in the 5th. 1-0. That's high and tight. Look out as he bends backward. He'll have to stay loose against the youngster. Veras is still throwing in the bullpen. He was up last inning, so it shouldn't take him long to be ready. Helming with the 2-0, and he missed low. 3 balls and no strikes. Revs need 2 base runners to have a chance. Jared Mitchell on deck, throws the bat weight aside as he gets ready. And Man on 3-0. Helming misses low, 4-pitch walk. And now with the tying run on deck, it becomes a save situation, and here comes Luis Rodriguez, and he'll lift his youngster. Now they were trying to save Veras. See if the Revs can make this strategy backfire. Veras coming in now, and they're going to have their work cut out for them. As the big league vet will make his way in. Last night got 2 outs and then allowed a single to Pounds before the 37-minute rain and lightning delay, and gave up an inherited run after the delay had concluded. But he'll come in here with first and third and 1 out as the Revs try to mount a 9th inning rally. Helming strong in his debut, but a double and a walk here. And he'll give way to the vet. Veras 2-2. The ERA is 5.40, but overall good numbers. 9 saves in 22 outings. Opponents hitting only .219. Revs down 8-4. Doing that thing where I talk through the glass again and try to read lips. Try to help Mike out with some info he was wondering about. Veras, 35 years old. Been in the majors for 9 seasons with 8 different teams. Last time he was there 2 years ago with the Astros. 4-0 with an ERA barely over 3 in 2014 at the big league level. Just a couple of years removed from that. If the Revs get one more base runner, they have a chance with 1 swing, and Jared Mitchell will try to get on with Joel Guzman following him.
Veras not as fresh as he could have been. Surprising move from Luis Rodriguez to pitch him in the bottom of the 8th yesterday with the Bluefish down 6-3. A 3-run deficit. You're pitching your closer in the 8th inning on the road. He got through 2 outs and 16 pitches before the rains came and they took him out, but if he's not quite as pinpoint or fresh in this game, well, he had to work decently hard through less than an inning last night in what was still 90-degree heat at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Here's Mitchell trying to get on any way he can. First pitch, just splitter, and it's over for a strike. Veras last year was at AAA Fresno with the Astros, and his first season in the Atlantic League. I see one of our fans with the cap giveaway has gone with the Gervasio look, tilting it on her head. Down in the front row. Pitch to Mitchell is hit in the air in left. And Galvez is camped under it, doesn't have to go far. He'll make the catch. Wilson tags and comes home. Sac fly for Mitchell, it's 8-5. Revs still need a base runner to have a chance with 1 swing. And Joel Guzman will come up with York down to their last out.
Now batting, your designated hitter, number 28, Joel Guzman.
A run home. Witherspoon at first with 2 outs. 8-5, and here's Joel, who's 1 for 4 today. Singled and scored in the 4th. If he reaches, Kevin Rivers is on deck. Veras has his sign. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up at 91. Guzman airing it out, but coming up empty. Bluefish swept at home by Sugarland. Now trying to win 2 out of 3 here to rebound. The 0-1, and a swing and a ball beaten foul against Guzman's foot. He pounds his bat against the dirt, either out of pain on that foul or out of frustration that he missed a pitch that he wanted. No balls, 2 strikes, down to their last strike today. Veras ready. Here's the 0-2. Curveball missed down and in, a big hook. Veras listed at 6'6", 240. He's a big fellow. So is Joel, of course.
Imagine putting them both in the Shipley balls.
Here's the stretch. Now the 1-2. Fastball just missed away. Good eye. Veras puts the glove up over his mouth as he thought maybe he had it right there. Guzman just trying to keep the game alive any way he can. Here's the stretch. And the 2-2. Curveball, he lofts it in the air, shallow left field. Galvez hustling in, he'll call and make the catch. Had to go a long way coming in and near the line, but he puts it away, and that'll do it. The Bluefish, in each of their final 2 visits this season, come to York and win 2 out of 3. They win today by a final score of 8-5, doing it late, doing to the Revs what they've done to so many teams this season. Bridgeport coming back with 4 in the 8th, and then another run in the 9th. Revs in the bottom of the 9th, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. 8-5 is your final as the Revs wrap a homestand 4-3, the record. And we'll take a timeout. Post-game show follows next. We'll come back and tell you all about it. 8-5 your final today. Post-game next here on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Getting pumped for another year of high school football? All this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOIK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2016 York Adams League. Or go to WOIK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football previews. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Lerman, Lutz & Scheib. GLL&S is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Lerman, Lutz & Scheib is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Lerman, Lutz & Scheib at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in south central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Your county, your